And we are live.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh no, the camera's messed up.
Oh, give me a second. There we go. I had the chat box open.
There we go.
I say it wasn't me.
Close that chat box.
No.
Close it.
It
That's
was
the
Gilly.
boss of me.
I'm blaming Gilly.
Whoa,
100%
she had her
Gilly.
camera up and ready.
No, completely Gilly.
It's all my fault, guys.
Rude.
I tried to hide it, but Shadow Fox figured it out.
Rude.
It's what I do.
So hi.
So hi.
Hello.
Sorry, somebody requested a stab block at the last second that I had to take care of.
Rojan.
I didn't request anything.
Nope, wasn't Rojan.
I don't
Was
give you guys
Zorro.
stat blocks. You should
It
know
wasn't
that
me.
by now.
It wasn't me.
Now you're just summoning demons. I see how it is.
I mean, that was one of the spells I almost took.
It's a fun one.
It is
It's
a fun
fun
one.
because it never goes right.
And
that's
it
why I was
always
so
turns
close to
against
taking
you.
I was so close to taking it. I was like, this could be so catastrophically amazing.
That's the kind of thing
And-
you cast it and then run. It is not a
Good
stay
Hail
around
Mary.
to deal with it.
I used to use that constantly on my tiefling warlock. It was at least like once a session, and every single time it resulted in the demon beating the crap out of us.
Good times. Good times.
Hey. Summoning XP is not a bad thing.
Did we get
true.
did we get the new character cards? These are the old ones.
Ah, shit.
What did I just say, Rojan? Before we
right,
went live.
right
I
before.
specifically
Look.
said it on purpose for this reason. Because I knew someone would call us out on it.
Look,
That's the one's me.
nothing matters anymore, okay?
Whoa.
I think she was just so excited about her new HP.
I'm tired.
I want you to show my barbarian status.
Give me a second and it will.
You are the only person that multi-class too.
Because
So-
Gina's awesome like that.
While Rojan is
There,
getting
it's done.
that all set up, well, there you go. How's everyone doing? It's been a while since we've seen each other. Some things came up last week, and we had to postpone both the Monday and Tuesday shows. So it feels like
Sorry.
it's been forever. How's everyone doing?
Glorious.
Doing good. Doing good.
Oh, I'm gonna have to hand enter that. Okay.
It's camping season, so super excited for that.
You people and your nature.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, beach is nice. We have beach. You can go beach.
We have a beach. Kind of.
I'm talking
We're on
to
day
Rojan,
2 of
but-
rain out
Oh.
here.
I mean, there is a beach. It's
No.
just very, very far away
No,
from you.
you will not get me near the beach.
I was gonna say,
Water
Rojan's
is
a
the- yeah.
boy. He doesn't go in the water.
The ocean is the devil.
Oh no. I went to the beach recently. I loved it. It was fun.
I miss
To
our
be fair,
beach
the
times.
Washington beaches are not like the beach you're thinking of.
This is not the beach you're looking for.
I remember us having fond times at the beach. That one time the beach almost ate us, so we ate the beach. Good times.
So I've been thinking a lot the last couple weeks about what's going to happen in this session.
It's not good.
I've tried to prepare for all possibilities, which I know is impossible to do.
Yeah.
But I scrambled earlier today to port Zael's character sheet over to this game, just in case.
That level
I
16
know-
character.
I know some of you have trouble, let's say, with authority, so I'm just trying to prepare.
Yeah,
And we're not gonna let our bird friend die. so
Zara's motto seems to be "fuck the police." So
pretty much, yeah. I'm just
Unless-
terrified for our bird friend. I don't want her to die.
Look, I'm unconscious. I can't cause any trouble this time.
I was gonna say, if anything, there's two people three technically that would cause the most problems, and one of them is unconscious. So
Hey now. I
yeah,
don't know if I'd do the most problems.
At this point, we could just strap. We could just
Close.
put leather straps on Iza's back, and she could be Zara's shield.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to say Xena's up
Yeah.
there, but to be honest, I think Zara and Iza are probably the most troublesome, but Xena's pretty close behind.
Yeah.
I think Xena could be trouble, but everyone else keeps being trouble before she has the chance to.
That's
Yeah.
also true.
She's been
Fair.
holding back, but she's been holding back too many times, and so it's bound to crack her.
Yep.
I mean, the not being able to fight the dragon was very close. If Iza wasn't, if half the party wasn't like occupied, and you guys came across that thing in a normal circumstance, totally different story.
So what you're saying, if Iza wasn't a problem, Xena would be the problem?
Yup.
So I guess speaking of some things that happened last session, I believe it was last session now that we, or you rather, concluded the ritual to save Iza. There was a lot of ways that that could have gone wrong. A lot. But there was some really good rolls and some really clever thinking. And you guys managed to pull it off. Somehow you managed to pull it off.
Nailed it. Good job, guys.
Your bird friend was unconscious and heavily exhausted by the end of it.
Sorry,
but
did
still alive.
HP Fox go lower for everyone else?
He did.
Yes.
Yep.
did.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that his volume went down. The mic clarified. I stopped getting white noise.
Yeah.
I
How's that?
wasn't getting white noise. He
I
just
wasn't
sounded
either.
quieter.
Yeah. Like nothing was wrong. It's just all of a sudden the volume just dropped. I was like, oh, okay, turn them up.
Zoom being Zoom. Here, let me crank up my input volume real quick. How's that?
About the same.
About the same.
How's that?
Oh, there you go.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh, Zoom.
Good old Zoom.
Yeah. So you concluded the ritual and you all survived, though several of you have points of exhaustion. You are expended in your abilities for the most part. Some of you still damaged, tired, aching, I imagine, from on and off fights throughout the last 24 hours.
Sabir feels great.
Sabira feels great. You had some time to converse with this shadow drake creature that you drew the attention of and did not fight, to my surprise. You were protected by this creature from prying eyes, let's say. It explained that you essentially lit a very bright, very powerful magical beacon on the top of a mountain, and it was drawing the attention of some unwanted creatures. And through your conversation with this shadow drake creature, he offered to stay and assist you in your ritual, or rather protect you during the remainder of your ritual. And he kept his word. When the ritual was finished, he departed. At that time, the sun had risen. Some of you had gotten a bit of rest. Iza and Reen both collapsed at the ritual's end. You thought perhaps maybe now you had a moment to rest. Finally, after not just a day of effort and strenuous activity, but a few days at this point. Perhaps now you could finally rest. But that was not quite the case. As you were surveying your surroundings after the completion of the ritual, and after some apparently very difficult perception checks down the path in which you guys came to this mountaintop, you spotted 3 figures up here, quite a distance down that path, and they were making their way towards you. after a bit of investigation, the conclusion was reached that these three figures were likely your matriarch, her mate Yith, and their child. And as we pick up today, after watching these figures for a while, you can see that their the speed at which they're progressing down this path is not quick. They don't seem to be moving with any real sense of urgency. In fact, you notice that they happen to stop here and there, and the smallest of the three figures runs off into the forest a little bit, and they stop and they play. They're having a good time as they are
It's just a family
pressing down
outing,
this
guys.
path.
It's fine.
Exactly.
It's fine.
It is a family that is in a lush, full of life place that at least one of them has never been before, and they're enjoying it. They're enjoying each other's company. It's not something that they likely get to do very often. So it doesn't look like they're going to reach you guys in the immediate future. Perhaps in an hour or two, they'll be where you are. So you have a moment to talk amongst yourselves and leave if you want to leave, or prepare yourselves, or do whatever it is that you want to do, knowing now that your matriarch is on the way.
And the bird's sleeping, right?
The bird is unconscious. You guys did heal her a little bit, so she doesn't look like she's on death's door or anything. She is just like 5 points of exhaustion out of it, type of thing.
And Zara did announce that Zael was on her way the last time we left off. Or
Yes.
the last episode. But I think with that, Zara's just gonna pretty much take a seat in front of Reen and just wait. With the with like the nine live stealer sitting in her lap.
Zara, should we like maybe go?
Go where?
I mean, we're kind of not so good with the matriarch right now, right? She's super pissed. We got Bird Lady that she wants to kill. Shouldn't we at least go try to hide Bird Lady?
I don't
you-
want to move her.
Do you think it's a coincidence that the matriarch's here where we are? I don't think so. If we run, she will pursue.
Not to mention, I don't know what risk we're putting her or Isa in if we move them.
I mean, they're fine. They're just passed out, right? They can handle. I'll be super gentle.
She will
They
still
are-
pursue us.
They're also on the only path down.
I'm pretty fast. I can climb.
And what
Why-
would you do if one fell from you while you were climbing? That would defeat the whole purpose of defending them.
If what? What?
If you're carrying one of them
I'll carry both of them.
and you slip while climbing,
Not gonna happen.
It's gonna
I'm
happen.
super good at climbing.
you may be
Probably
super
like
good at climbing, but you've never
Second
climbed.
best in the
You've
whole
never climbed these rocks.
rocks.
Why do we all instantly assume that she's going to harm us? Maybe she wants clarification. She may be angry, yes, but why not just give her the explanation?
All right, whatever. It's your call. But we stay. She's gonna want to kill her, and then there's gonna be a fight. I don't know how you feel about fighting the matriarch.
You said that the whole family's with them, yes?
Yes. Both
Master Yith will see reason and help us and
hopefully.
see understanding before the matriarch's eyes are clouded by anger too much.
Okay. Dina will sit.
I would also hope she wouldn't bring her daughter in the middle of a slaughter, but that would implore logic.
Tina's gonna start just cleaning her axe.
It
Yep.
doesn't hurt to overthink the situation, but at the same time, I think we're overthinking the situation.
And since I'm not doing anything strenuous this hour, I'm just gonna do short rest and regain some HP.
Same.
Question, DM.
Yes.
I heard that I got some more reading in. How much more reading did I get in?
You got in, I believe it was 6 hours of reading.
Okay. So I would like to spend this next hour reading.
Okay.
I'm so close.
How many hours do you have to go?
I have 25 more hours.
Oh, you are close.
Yeah, when
Very
you don't
close.
have to sleep, it really helps.
Fair enough.
Because it was what, 48 hours originally, I think, straight.
Something
or
like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So every chance she gets, man.
So what about Xerax and Yixis? What are you two doing?
Go ahead, Raven.
I was just thinking, I'm like, I don't want to take up a perch where Zael can see. That's a bad idea. I need to look at a map. Where is the path up on the map, just for reference?
On the map that we are on right now, the path up is to the south. I was going to say right where the big dragon is, but you guys can't see that. Right where I put your token is
Okay.
basically just down from there.
That's
is the
just a path down.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I think taking up some sort of watch position sort of back in there would probably be a plan. But just sort of relaxing after the very strenuous, however long that shenaniganry was.
Okay. And give me a perception check for the duration of your watch slash rest.
Perception 23.
Okay. And what is Yixis up to?
Yixis is concerned about Reen, so he's going to be checking her out for any way to help her recover faster, especially since Matriarch's on her way. And how is Yixis feeling himself, considering?
You feel surprisingly okay. It kind of feels like you have been rubbing your feet on a carpet for the last 6 hours. So like static electricity is just all around you, and every time you like get near someone, you hear that crack of the static electricity jumping. But you feel okay. You don't feel quite the level of exhaustion that you see your companions have, and having channeled all of that energy through your own body, especially at the end there with those large charges going off, it almost energized you in a strange way.
How does my hand and arm feel, the one that had the magic lines appearing on it?
Your arm retains those arcane scars that began to develop on it. They do give off a very, very faint blue glow. Though if you wanted to, you could hide that by just kind of brushing the fur on your arms down over them. And looking at your hand, you see burnt, almost like a brand, into your palm is the face of the coin that you were holding on to between your hand and Reen's.
Is the coin still
The coin is still intact,
okay?
but you do see this was a coin that was modified by the elf in Dagger Tree. So it does have the Gnoll stamp on it, and that face is branded into your palm now. But it doesn't look like that mark is going to be going away anytime soon.
Okay.
Keep an eye on it next time you cast a spell.
Okay. Yeah, can I check on Reen?
Yes, give me a medicine check.
But 13.
13. You give her a good once over. You see on her the same arcane scars that persist, and her breathing, you notice, seems steady, doesn't seem to falter or waver in any significant way. As far as you can tell, it looks like she just needs a good day or two of rest to start to recover from this.
Okay. Is there anything I might know of to help wake her up or get her far away?
Outside of like teleporting spells, like dimension door type spells, you'd have to carry her if you want to get her somewhere else. You could try to force her to awaken. Usually this is done by slapping somebody essentially until they wake up, or like pouring water on them or something. But with this level of exhaustion, it's probably not likely that she's going to be waking up anytime soon.
Okay. Well, all right. That's it for me for now. I'm gonna go through my spell list and see if I have anything useful.
Okay. So, Xerax, as you are kind of keeping an eye on the path as you rest, watching these figures as they approach, much... Oh, go ahead.
I didn't know how far you were going. There's one other thing I thought of for Xena. During the short rest, can she start cooking something since she thinks like Knowles? If everyone has, some food in front of them, maybe we'll be more chill. Is kind of her thought. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Start cooking something. Is it morning or?
It is about 10:30, 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Brunch. We're having brunch.
Right
Best
when the
meal of the day.
ritual, yeah, right when the ritual concluded, and the smoke obstruction from the drake dissipated, you saw that the sun had just risen. So at that point, it was morning, and it's been a little bit of time since then. So it's probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock right now.
Okay, so I'm gonna go through my pack, and I think we have a lot of meat from things like steaks, so I'll start cooking that. I'm gonna look around in the nearby treetops, see if I see any eggs.
Give me a perception check.
Steak and eggs. That would be. Let's see. What is my perception? Oh, negative. Okay, so 10.
10?
Where you can't inspire yourself.
Yeah, actually. As you are looking through the trees, you happen to spot a fairly large-sized, mostly brown and white bird take off from a tree. And looking at the area where it was perched in the tree, you see a mess of twigs that look like it might be a nest of some kind. So it's possible that there's eggs in there if you want to go take a look.
Okay, I'm gonna look. I'll climb the tree.
Okay. I won't make you roll to climb the tree. After all, you are the second best climber in all of
Dagger Tree.
whatever the end of that sentence was.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't really know.
So, yeah, you can climb up the tree, and you happen to spot in there. There is 3 eggs that are about the size of your palm.
Okay. So yeah, she's gonna make some steak and eggs.
Okay.
With the new seasoning that she picked up from the area. Using her
Go
special pan.
And give me a cooking roll. See if you guys get any boons from eating this.
Okay. So that would be dirty 20.
Dirty
Oh no,
20.
sorry, 19. 19.
19. Okay. Roll a d10 for me.
7.
7. Okay. So if any of you eat the food that Xena is cooking, smells very delicious, by the way, you will receive a D4 of essentially bardic inspiration.
I have to ask because Ethan's been without food for like 3
Ever.
days, which is Gnoll time, like forever. Does the
Does it
smell
look
of
like
food
you're-
enough to wake me up?
Roll a constitution check with advantage.
And I'm gonna take away the hit dice that I rolled because I think that's probably too much activity during the hour, but that's okay. I wasn't that bad. Not bad.
Check. Straight concentration. That's 12.
So I'll put myself back down.
12? Yeah, it takes a while. You wake up probably about 10 minutes after it's finished cooking, and your stomach wakes up before the rest of you does. Everybody with your advanced Gnollish hearing hears a loud growl come from Iza's direction.
Ooh.
And you know that's a stomach growl, not an angry growl. And you look over at her, and a few moments later, her eyes just like snap open. And Iza, you smell like the best food you have ever smelled in your entire life.
I'm not gonna bother staying up. I'm just going to crawl to the food and put my face in it and eat.
Xena just pats her on the
Right.
head and gives her a little bit of an extra helping.
We've all seen that overtired puppy eat like that.
Yep.
Nom, nom, nom. So we get an extra D4 bardic inspiration.
We don't need your inspiration anymore now. You don't have to be a bard.
Yep, we're good.
Put up. You get to give
This
it to
was-
one person who will be lucky.
This was influenced by her now being a bard.
Oh.
So I'm sorry, what was the food bonus real quick?
D4.
Yeah,
D4
it's a
of inspiration.
D4 of bardic inspiration.
So you can use that on attack rolls, saving throws.
Pretty much on, I think it's on
ability
any
checks.
D20 roll as long as you say it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Snowdrop will live forever.
Put special D4 off to the side.
Oh,
So yeah,
now
that's
that-
what I'm gonna do. And I
yeah.
specifically have 3 things of it ready. Like I took some bark to use as plates, and I have 3 place settings for the matriarch and her family, waiting for them to get up. And I wait towards the kind of towards the end to finish up so that it's a little warm.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I will be ritualistically casting on myself shaman armor. I will also get my tiny servant up and going again. and
Probably not a bad idea.
have that skittering about just in case. And since this is would you still allow me the short rest after that?
Yeah, because it's going to be a little bit over an hour before they get here.
Okay,
or get to
so
you.
in that case, I would use that feature to get back a spell slot. Arcane Recovery, that's the one. Yeah, I think that's it for now. We're level 7, but we haven't had a long rest to
Correct.
obtain the level 7 spell access, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I can't do any of my bardic stuff then either.
Yeah, that
Okay.
will all magic based stuff will unlock for you essentially after the long rest that follows leveling up.
Okay. So we keep
So-
our hit points?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that Isa is awake, is anyone going to inform her of the situation or just let it be a surprise?
No, I think as she's eating, Zara's just gonna fill her in on everything.
Cena's just petting her as she eats and helping shove more food into her mouth.
If she wasn't so tired, she might be more alarmed. Right now, her only care is food.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay, so Xerix, as you are watching the path and seeing these figures grow closer and closer, you do happen to notice that the smallest figure of the three seems to be having a really good time as they're making their way up this path. They look like they perhaps have, hard to tell from this distance, it's either two toy swords or maybe they're real swords. Who would give a child two swords? But
I wonder.
you know, she's like swinging them around as they're going up the path and like skipping circles around the matriarch and Yith and just having a grand old time. If you didn't know better, you would think this was just a family having a family outing. But as you continue to watch, they grow closer and closer. You and your companions have your very delicious meal. Isa is awakened. Reen is still fast asleep. They look like they're about 5-10 minutes maybe from you guys. You have just a moment left if anyone wants to do any last minute things. Take that as a no. So, they reach the top of the path. All of you see as they make their way up. First, their heads are visible. Well, Zael is the first that you see, the matriarch, being currently 10 feet 7 inches in height. You see her well before you see the rest of them. Then you see the familiar face of her mate, Yith. And eventually, Yixis, very familiar to you. You see their daughter, Zayla. What is slightly different about what you see is the matriarch is rotund, let's say, quite so. She is very obviously in very late stages of pregnancy. And she does not look happy about having to trek up this mountain path in her condition. Yith is quietly talking to her, perhaps keeping her as calm as possible. And anytime their daughter tries to play with her, Zael does give her a smile and plays nice, but she's obviously not in a good mood at the moment. When the three of them, that's a fair point. When the three of them are at the top of the path, they stop, and Zayla looks at all of you and immediately spots Yixis. And she starts to run towards all of you, but is stopped with a bit of a yelp as Zael reaches out and grabs her by the scruff of her neck and pulls her back. And kind of puts her hand out to stop her daughter from charging forward.
Xena gently, slowly holds up the plates of food. Brunch?
You all see Zael lean in close to Yith and whisper something in his ear. Impossible to tell what she says from this distance, but after she does that, she begins to walk forward towards all of you, and Yith and Zayla stay put at the top of that path, letting Zael move forward and do whatever it is she's going to do.
I'm gonna.
How? Go ahead.
I'd like to step in between her and Rin as well.
Okay. How are all of you situated at the moment? Are you kind of scattered around the camp, or are you kind of lined up?
Zara said she was in front of Reem.
Yeah, Zara's like intentionally put her body in between, like direct access between Zael and Green.
Since Zara told Isa what was happening, she would have made her way very slowly over to where Zara was and stood up.
So they're coming from down here, so Zara might want to move her position.
Give me a sec. I'm going to put it on the map too.
Great. Yeah, let's do that.
Never mind, I moved to the wrong spot. Then I thought they were coming in the opposite direction.
Let's everybody
That's why I
line up.
pinged.
On
I was
the
like, they're
map
coming
here.
from down here.
And just for visual reference, let's get a Zael on the map as well.
Sup?
She large now.
She is not large anymore. She was about 7 days ago. I've been tracking the days and rolling for it just in
God.
case she ever showed up at any point.
What's that doing to the pregnancy? That can't be good.
The pregnancy is fine, but Zael is not happy about changing size every day.
Did she get it cured?
Nope.
Think she would?
She's too afraid of any sort of cures or curse removals or anything of that sort at this point.
Because she's
because
got
her
like
curses,
97 of them on her.
But you have,
Yeah, her-
you have like 5 or 6 of them on you right now.
her curses are the only thing that's holding her together at the moment. So,
It's like a really fucked up duct tape.
yep.
At what
Yeah.
point during the rest did Isa actually wake up? Would I have had enough time to actually become fully cognizant and put on armor, or would she still be in her?
You came to about 15 minutes before
All right, she would have
Zael
time then.
arrived. So you're probably now just kind of with it after you filled your stomach.
Yep.
You can put your armor and stuff on as Zael approaches if you want.
Nope.
It'll only take a couple minutes, but otherwise you'd be wearing nothing, I think, is
Yeah.
what you were wearing previously.
Yep.
So Zael slowly approaches all of you as you're kind of lined up there defending this unconscious bird.
Tina's trying to waft the smells over to her. You have to be hungry after that walk. I mean, and obviously a woman in your condition. Please have a seat, relax, have some steak and eggs.
And you can see a little ways behind Zael, Zayla, her daughter, immediately like puts her nose up into the air, like she's caught the scent, and she's almost like dancing in spot. And Yith is holding her back. She wants to run in there and get some of that food, but has been told not to. Zael looks at all of you, each of you, locking eyes with you for a moment before moving on to the next. Giving you a little bit of a quizzical look, Sabira, kind of like, why are you here type of thing.
That's why she's sitting there, book, like, the book is technically closed, but it's like sitting in her lap. And she's like sitting crisscross on this rock right now, just totally just like, sup? I'm with them now. Meh.
And after making that eye contact with each one of you, she puts her hands behind her back and begins to pace back and forth in front of you. No longer looking directly at any of you, but clearly thinking about the situation in front of her. And eventually, she speaks. A rift opens in the sky above Dagger Tree. I receive a message from one of my closest friends pleading with me to evacuate the entire settlement. For me to abandon everything I have worked to build there. Because its destruction is imminent and there is nothing I can do to stop it. I resist. But eventually I do succumb. For the sake of our people, I sacrifice everything I have built there over the last year. I am down. I am hurt. And then, I receive a report from one of my hunters. The important task I gave him has been obstructed by 6 young pups. No, I thought. It couldn't be. He explained to me that the pups were known to him, that he shared a camp with them, even had a friendly sparring match. He explained a surprise ambush by harpies, how his hunters found their target, and how these pups showed up, freed that bird over there, and joined forces with her. No, I thought. It couldn't be. But it is, isn't it?
So, long story. You're gonna laugh. We had a misunderstanding and thought she was being wrongfully yeah. She's super powerful. We needed her to help with Iza. She's actually kind of nice. She's looking for her brother. I don't know anything about that, but we figured there was probably just some big misunderstanding. She didn't say anything about not liking you. So we figured you had the wrong bird.
A misunderstanding.
Yeah.
There was no misunderstanding.
Xena's gonna glare at Zara.
And Zara's just gonna glare back.
But we did need her help.
And she helped Iza. Iza was gonna die. At great personal loss to her. She almost died. The bird person lady, she almost died helping Iza. Are you sure you don't have the wrong person? I mean, she seems pretty nice.
The kill wasn't needed. And what they were doing to her was not a kill.
Wasn't honorable at all.
Not to mention the use of witherlings. I'm not a fan of them.
You're not a fan of them.
They're a disgrace. An
Rather
abomination.
use your own
Disgrace.
hands.
They're enslaved.
They're weak.
A witherling is not a slave. They are not controlled. It is a choice. They are a symbol of our dedication to our clan, to our family, our brothers and sisters.
They're a
That we would
symbol
continue
to
to
our-
serve even in death is a point of pride. It is our privilege.
They're a
These are
symbol
not
to
mindless husks like the common undead. They are us, ensuring the safety and security of our brethren, before laying ourselves to rest. Yes, they are a weapon. They are a tool, but no more so than you or I. We are Gnoll, whether our hearts beat or not.
They are slaves to you.
They are not.
That's not what he says.
He lies.
Have you ever asked a witherling?
My father was a witherling. My sister was a witherling. And if I have the opportunity to serve in death, I will be as well. It is our privilege.
Thanks for clearing that up. That's
Tina.
good to know there's a different perspective out there than
I can't believe you would be so easily misled.
Sarah.
Misled.
He is using us.
As he always does.
And this
How
isn't just speculation.
little you all know about how all of this works. You meddle in things you do not understand.
Yeah. I mean, I do, but I don't understand a lot of things, so.
I might not understand it, but I do know that I do not wish that forced upon me, and that's what we were already stopping.
She couldn't.
Have you had him in your head before?
Yes,
It's not pleasant.
it was being forced upon you
It was.
because you put yourselves in a position where you would take from him. You tried to give yourself to another. Do not think you can hide any of this from me.
Wasn't trying to hide it.
Who's hiding anything? That was told to you by me.
And yet still, you do not understand.
I
You
understand.
sure you don't want to just have some steak and eggs? It's real good. I mean, just
I understand that continuous serving under him destroys everything that we've set out to be different, away from the nature that our people were so long ago. We're trying to make others see us not as savages, but as potential allies. He would have it the other way.
well, that sounded really good. Good job.
How are we supposed to survive and evolve as a species where people will accept us as well as expand our own horizons if we're just going to continue following old barbaric ways, especially from a god that takes when we should be evolving?
You do not have to serve anyone except your matriarch.
And it's not what he said.
Because you interjected yourselves between him and your matriarch. It is my duty to appease him, not
Why?
yours.
Why should you when we could be greater?
I do it so you do not have to. That is the burden that the matriarch takes. It is not one that you need to understand or even know about, but you have put yourselves in a position where you attract his gaze.
Aren't we one as a clan, though?
Yes, we are.
So we rise up as a clan.
We will be slaughtered as a clan if we rise against him.
Not if we don't try. Not if we gain allies.
Allies
She points
against
at
our
the bird.
creator.
Yes, there are those who would oppose him that are on a similar level of power.
Like the one that you serve, perhaps.
We would gladly take a shot at him.
And fail, like so many others before.
It is but one of many allies we can gather. I did not say just the one. We can have many.
So
Gods
your
can be taken
solution is to gain allies in what? Other demons? Devils, perhaps? To stand up against our creator. And do what? You would kill him? Is that your goal here? To strike him down?
It is not my goal, but my goal is to evolve, and if he stands in the way, we must find other alternatives.
Ooh.
You would what? Forget what we were? Disregard our past so that we can move forward and become something more? That is not how this works.
That is what's been fed to us.
I read many books on history, and that's why I keep repeating myself saying evolve and grow, because our history is terrible, because we had to strive and work so hard to even get recognition as people instead of beasts, but we keep acting like beasts, we keep serving beasts.
You serve no one but your matriarch,
Who serves the beast?
who appeases the beast so
You
that
shouldn't
you
have
may
to.
be free.
You shouldn't have to, because in reality, none of us are free.
There is no breaking away from him. He created us, so your matriarch placates him, so you may do as you please. Do you think that you could follow the one that you do? If I and Matriarch Wraith before me did not appease our creator, do you think he would allow you to act as you do?
Then where were you when Isa was not well?
Isa brought that upon herself.
She was dead.
Yes. Isa,
Hmm?
when you were dead, what did you see?
Darkness.
What else?
Options.
Options.
They weren't explained very well, though.
No, they never are. Believe me, I have been there more than once. We have options.
Well, he might not be very appeased after our last option.
Exactly. What happened to you, you brought upon yourself. I'm not
And-
saying you deserved it,
Then I undid
but
it.
I am saying it is a direct result of your choices.
So her freedom should be taken away and sacrificed to appease one god. That is
How
not
is it,
freedom.
Sabira, that you know so much, but you understand so little?
Zael, maybe you could help me understand something. I had no part in this. No part in this at all. And who took over my body and brought me out here?
This is true. We had to fight the pup before we even knew he was a pup.
I
am
was
aware.
at home asleep.
And when that happened, what were you all trying to do? Hmm? Why do you think this occurred?
Now, Isa has the point. We were trying to sleep.
Not quite. You see, that was a message, not just to all of you for what you were doing, but to me as well. Pups that I sent out into the desert were now getting in the way of not only his plans, but mine as well. That was a consequence. He took something from you and he took Yixis from us.
And yet you still serve him.
There is
Really?
no serving Subira.
And what plans of his did we interrupt in saving Iza? That's how this all started.
Perhaps you should have asked him yourself. His plans are none of my concern, as long as my people are free, which they were until you involved yourselves.
We are not free.
I did not involve myself in his plans. I know nothing of him. I am not of him. I reached out to the one being I thought can help me resolve an issue that happened because of some no matter fate. And he took that on a personal end.
Of course he did. He has claim over our souls, just as any creator has claim over the souls of those they create. However, because of the appeasing that your matriarchs have done for generations, we are given an option in death. But you tried to give Iza's soul to another. You do not have to be a demon to understand what kind of slight that is.
All I did was what I needed to save a friend.
And it would have resulted in her death.
I see that now, but we have fixed that as well.
Yes, you have. Which is why that issue is no longer a concern of mine. What is a concern of mine, however, is that bird.
That bird is no threat to you.
Do you know who that bird is?
From
The
what
sister of somebody who you had a fight with?
She's looking
Do
for
we
her
even know that
brother.
much? I don't think we even knew that much.
I thought we did.
No, we don't know
I
even
thought
that much.
I thought Reen had said that.
Mm-mm.
No,
She doesn't know what happened to her brother.
all
No.
that she knows is she knows that her
No,
brother
I didn't
was an enemy of Zael's.
I didn't
Yeah.
say that her brother was dead. I said someone or the sister
they
of someone
fought.
you had a fight with.
Oh, we do
Which
that
is
much?
true.
Yeah.
Which is
Oh,
true.
okay.
She's the person that saved my life.
She's looking for her brother.
Someone who's actually taking time to teach me?
And to help Iza.
Someone who severed his hold on my soul.
You tell me what she has done, but you have not told me who she is. So I take it she has not explained anything to any of you.
She is searching for her brother. Her name is Reen.
Her brother is dead.
Oh, she'll be sad to hear that.
And from what I gather, her crime against us was being related to him.
Her crime against us is being a danger to every one of us.
She's not dangerous.
Because of what her brother did? So the whole family must die.
She's not her brother.
Yixis is actually like there's tears now.
So because she could have power that could be used against us, she must be destroyed.
Or perhaps we created
mean-
an ally.
If that's the case, we should take out all the dragons right now and put all of our focus on that threat. That's
Well,
a way
I
bigger
mean-
threat than the
Xena,
bird.
you'll get your dragon fight later.
I'm just saying. By that principle.
Level 7 fighting against a fucking dragon. Oh,
Yep.
that'd be great.
Let's bring the clan together, go after these dragons. They're obviously the bigger threat. Bird
Xena.
Lady can be like number 5,000, 50 million on that list.
Xena, tell me,
Yup.
who is closest to you? Who do you care for the most in your life?
These guys, to be honest, they're my family.
So if I killed every one of them in front of you right now, how would you react?
Well, why did you kill them?
It
Was
doesn't
it like
matter.
in a fair duel and it's just like, they agreed to it, you agreed to it, bam? What's the
I
circumstance?
cut them down where they stand.
For no reason?
No reason that you need to know of.
Is that why
How
you
would
cut
you
her brother
react?
down? No reason?
Yeah. You usually have a reason for the people you kill.
I do. Which is what I am trying to get across to all of you.
Well,
And
was
yet-
it a good reason? Because maybe she'll understand that. Give her a chance.
Her brother and I were the same at one point. We killed people for money. But we had a confrontation. And he took my eyes from me. Do you know what it feels like to have your eyes cut out of your skull while you are conscious?
That's a good reason to want him dead. That's fair.
Yes.
Maybe she'll understand that. Maybe she doesn't know how big a dick her brother was. Maybe she'll appreciate knowing.
Either way, that sealed his fate. We encountered each other again, and I cut him down. She reaches around to the back of her hip and pulls something off her belt, tosses it to the ground in front of all of you, and it kind of clacks and tumbles a bit before coming to a rest. And you all see that this is very clearly a beak of a large humanoid bird that has been ripped from a skull.
So
Yup.
you order her execution in fear that she may seek retribution for the murder of her brother.
I go back to my earlier point. If I cut down the person you care about the most, how would you react?
And I bring up my point I said before. Hey, I love Iza to death. But if Iza decided to go all nutso, kill people for money, and tear someone's eyes out, and that person wants to get revenge, I'd be like, I don't know, Iza went a little crazy.
I understand what you're saying. But in this regards, if she was looking for revenge, she would be coming after you. And you and her would meet on the battlefield to settle your difference, as our ways normally are. Not sending out assassins to take out a potential threat.
It's a good point.
Not to mention, those are the old ways. Someone should suffer for the actions of another, and yet you assume that everyone always reacts the same if someone was killed. You assume that revenge is instant. She may want revenge, she may not. We do not know yet, but you assume that everyone seeks revenge. But we saved her. We showed her compassion, and she helped us in the end. Right now, we gained a powerful ally. Is that not a good goal? A worthy goal?
Surely it is, if she is actually your ally. But you could not tell me a single thing about who she is. Clearly, she has been keeping things from you.
You assume she keeps secrets when we have not asked the right questions.
We've only been with her for a couple days.
And she's
And
been
yet
nothing but nice and offering help.
She's gone out of her way to ensure that Iza lives, when she
As
could
well
have
as all of
easily
us.
destroyed all of us in a matter of seconds, as if she's as powerful as you make her sound.
Or she could have just left Yuza to die.
Yep.
But
Hold on
It
one
wasn't. She had no
Yeah.
obligation to help us.
Hold on 1 second here, guys. Fox.
Yes.
I feel like Yix has probably spent the most time with her directly. Which,
Probably, yeah.
Like they said, we haven't had a lot of time with her. 24 hours of that 2 days was her channeling this ley line energy
Mm-hmm.
and focusing on that. So we haven't had a lot of time with her. But I feel like outside of RP, Yixis would have gotten to know at least a little bit. So would she have told him anything? I remember she told him where she was from. She offered
Yes.
to have him stay with there.
Yes.
I don't remember player. I don't remember where that was. But did she?
I don't remember DM where that was either.
Wait, she's your character.
It's on her character sheet.
do you know how many
Um,
times I forget names and information about NPCs and characters?
Oh, you know what? It's not on her character sheet.
So
It's in my notes somewhere.
Well, basically, what I'm getting at is that Yixis would start saying whatever he does know about her in this moment, and I don't want to like spout a whole bunch of stuff off, but
Okay, give me a persuasion roll
oh god, that's charisma.
at advantage.
It's like this whole time I'm trying to
Um,
be the one that helps because I have charisma. God damn it!
Me too. Me
to
too.
see how
have a
much
20 though.
you would
Not
have
me.
learned from her.
I have a +4.
I have a +4 from your bardic inspiration. Were there any other? I don't think there were any other.
Well,
inspirations.
you
have a
add a D4 if you want
D4.
to use it for this roll. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh.
I think bardic inspiration though is only saves and attack rolls, isn't it?
No, it's ability checks too.
Is it?
Yeah,
What
it's
am I thinking?
it's.
I'm
yeah,
probably thinking of bless.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's basically any
Yeah.
D20
Okay.
roll.
Yeah, so you can add a d4 to that if you want.
Oh, I will. There's no. This is important to Yixis right now.
And then when Yixis gets done with spouting off all of his knowledge, Iza would add in that she knows what Reen's dying wish was.
I want you to know the Kraken symbol just went.
Oh.
And nope,
It went.
It's like, hey,
No.
hey.
It went to one of the better options.
it didn't roll on that too.
No.
That's always a scary moment.
So total of 18.
18. Okay. So a lot of what she would have told you is kind of basic information, nothing that really dives into her backstory very much. She would have talked about her brother a little bit, mostly about how the two of them were inseparable. All they really had was each other. They lost the rest of their family a long time ago, and they have been caring for each other ever since. She would have vaguely mentioned things about what her brother does, but never outright said what he does. A lot of it is just kind of like, oh, I know he goes out and does stuff and never wants to talk about it when he comes back, type of thing. So she knew something was not good about what he did to earn a living, and whenever she started to kind of talk about where her brother was now, she always stopped herself and had a bit of a sorrowful look on her face and refused to talk about it any further. So she clearly knew some things that she didn't go into, but she did share some stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna need a minute. So go on.
So she helped you. And now you trust her implicitly. Is
I
that
mean,
what
I
I'm
don't-
understanding?
I don't put my my full trust in anything. But for the moment, yes, she has earned some trust through her actions.
You saved my life. The least I can do the same. Is the same. I can talk again.
I say give her a chance, Zael and Matriarch
sorry.
Zael. Matriarch
That's better.
Zael. Give her a
Commander
chance
Shepard.
to
Jesus.
if it-
explain herself, and explain your side of things, and maybe just say, hey, I won't send assassins after you anymore if you don't send any after me.
Do I trust her? No, not completely. But she has given us no reason to not trust her as for now.
She's really smart. Like,
And if it comes to it, and she does come looking for revenge one day, you meet her on the battlefield, fighter against fighter, and you do what you would normally do to anyone else. You don't send bloodthirsty assassins after them.
Assassins.
Sabira kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. It's like,
They
They
were more
are-
like thugs.
Our
Yeah.
hunters.
They conducted themselves without honor.
yeah, I wouldn't.
Honor. Is irrelevant.
What they were doing was not hunting. That is an unworthy title of what they were doing. They
Playing
were
with food, as it
torturing
were.
her.
Don't torment things before you take it down.
That is not a hunter. That's a sadist. That is why I interfered. That is why I set her free. Would it have been said and done in a single stroke? Or they killed her without the torture? There would have been no interference from us. But what they were doing led me to question their motives. So I made a judgment call.
Roll a persuasion for me.
Yeah, roll a persuasion with my -1 charisma.
Damn it, let us do it.
You're
I was like,
the one
this
that's
whole
talking.
time I'm trying to talk her
So-
down. I'm like, please, I have the persuasion and I don't get it.
Zara has
Dina
just
apparently is not. All the things she said, just nothing care. Nothing.
Does
See,
Zara get
Zara-
advantage because everyone else is talking?
Zara has just like accepted that, everyone calls her leader, so I'm gonna use the bardic inspiration because I feel like I'm gonna need it here.
Thank goodness I did something.
Zael doesn't get it. She didn't eat her brunch.
Okay, so persuasion is at a -1. So that is a 17 with the -1 plus 2, so 19.
Yay.
19?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Good rolls.
Also, just so you know, I'm working out what I want to say.
This is an explanation I can accept. That being said, it was incredibly difficult for me to track her down. Even more so for me to goad her into the desert. Circumstance has given me this opportunity. Her escape through the plains has been cut off. If I willed it, I could cut her down right here. And all of you would be powerless to stop me. But I am not that callous. You find yourselves in a rare position. My will can be swayed by your words. But you must choose them carefully. And do not test my patience on this. It runs thinner now than it ever has before.
Yes,
And you see Yith in the back. He like nods his head and like makes a motion of her belly and then like a pouncing motion. Like, yeah, she's not happy these days.
She gets bonuses for angry pregnant lady rage.
Yep.
I mean, pregnant lady rage is real.
I never had pregnant lady rage.
Oh, Shaw Fox, you were lucky.
So on that note, there's going to be some really important like persuasion type stuff coming up here for you guys. So we're going to go ahead and take our first break, give you guys a moment to think about it. And when we come back, we will see what the result of all of this ends up being. So just bear with us for a moment, guys. We're going to get up, stretch our legs, refresh our drinks, etc. And we will be right back in just a few minutes.
And we're back.
I did.
Oh
Yes.
well, I'm not talking about it now that Rojan can hear.
Yeah. No.
Nope.
No.
We'll wait
Oh,
till
is
our
this-
next break.
Is this Tuesday's stuff?
Tuesday
no.
stuff. Yeah.
No. No. Mm-mm.
By the way, Yixis and Subira still have level 6 cards.
I uploaded the cards as you gave them to me, so
Well, I
Did you
checked my
not-
records. They say level 7.
well, you're wrong.
Well, you should check again.
I guess you guys are just back down to level 6 now. So
Give me a sec.
Only the
Give me
two
a
of
sec.
us.
I let me check to see if you named them something different.
Can those of us with the proper cards stay level 7?
Yeah.
Yep. That's what it was. There are 2 separate cards here for
Ah.
because you named them differently.
I don't remember
How
that,
dare
but
you.
yeah, okay. I don't remember that, but sure.
Artist things. Did I rename
Artist
this?
things.
Yeah.
You should look at my little horde of layers I got in there. The horde.
All right.
Renaming things randomly.
Give me-
Nah,
Give me a
never.
second.
You know how many times I label something the same thing, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You know what?
It's like,
You
oh
need to
God.
start putting like
There you go.
patch numbers in there, so it's
I
like
know.
1.1, 1.2, 2.
that's what I do now. I used to just
sometimes do.
slam my keyboard, and that's the name of the file. But now I usually choose a name, and then every alteration after that is like -R1, R2, R3, R4.
So-
like that.
I use that naming convention too. I'm just not consistent.
You just slam your hand against the keyboard and then put -1.
Sometimes.
Until it comes back, there's already a file named that.
And then the worst part is, and I learned this the hard way for many years because I didn't change my damn system, is I would say, okay, blah, 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 final. Oh shit, blah, 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 final 1. Blah, blah, oh shit.
I do that too. What I've taken to doing, because I have a lot of files that are the final version of that file. I start with lowercase, and then every revision to the final, I make 1 extra letter uppercase.
You know,
feel
you
like I'd
could
use
just
that up
date
and then
them,
some.
right? You know, 05.24.
Okay, no, that sounds like a math thing.
21, and then
We don't-
put the number name in,
You
and then
don't
you just have a
date
date.
files.
Nah,
I date all my files.
that's what the metadata is for. You just
But-
mouse over it, and it'll.
Accountants
date.
here, everything
Yeah.
date matters everywhere.
I use
Nah.
the tools the computer gave me. I hover over it and look at the date.
It wouldn't be easier if you could just read it.
Nah. Much
It's
easier
logic.
to just face roll the keyboard and hit enter.
I'm more go
Fox
back to
knows
being
what's
Uga
up.
and not having to know anything.
Fox knows what's up. Yep. Anywho.
So, Zael has essentially given you all the opportunity to talk her out of killing the bird. At this point, she has said very plainly that you can sway her opinion on this matter, but it's going to require some careful wording on your part. And she now just stands before you, arms crossed across her chest, waiting.
I'm just waiting to see if anyone else wants to say anything.
You're
I know
innocent, you're
Shadow
innocent.
Fox does, but I think he's still putting together what he wants to say.
He's probably
I'm-
typing it up.
Yeah, I am.
If that's
I'm
you
not-
typing it to me to proofread, no. It's,
No, I'm
no.
not. No, no.
Because you do it all the time. And I'm like, no, it's fine. Just say what you want to say. You're better at words than me anyway.
I'm not asking you to proofread this. I'm typing it in there so I have some place to have it.
Oh, okay. How much time do you need to stall?
Oh, I'm almost done. But
Oh, okay.
if anybody wants to go, go.
I've already said what I'm going to say. If you want to see her dead, at least do it on a field of battle, not while she lays here exhausted. She may not even want revenge against you. She may understand what transpired and just leave what is. I doubt any of our words will sway you away from killing her if you wanted her dead. All I ask is if you do it, if you want her dead, you do it correctly. And you give her a fighting chance.
As Zara said, and as I mentioned before, don't always assume everyone wants revenge. Explain yourself. She could potentially understand. Maybe she'll walk away angry and leave it at that. Doesn't necessarily mean she's plotting your demise. But we made an ally and a friend. Though it was a short time, she has proven herself and shown that she is not as evil as she may perceive to be in your eyes. She has sacrificed her life force to keep us alive as we defended this area, as we defended our friend. And perhaps after explaining yourself, or perhaps after she knows the truth, she will remember our kindness as we remembered hers. And we will have a powerful ally and friend. That, I believe, is important.
She helped us when she could have easily abandoned us and left. She chose to stay because she sees us as people, not monsters. That's a powerful tool.
Perhaps she was merely paying back the debt that she owed when you saved her life.
She paid back that debt when she got us away from Kay.
To the point to where she would practically kill herself. I doubt that. She paid her debt when she helped us get out of trouble, as Isa said. She went above and beyond and has done several more things for us since that debt.
Yixis got to know her really well. Sure, he has something he wants to say about it. While you listen to that, I highly suggest you try some of my now world famous steak and eggs.
They are good eggs.
I love you so much.
Papa Squat, have some brunch.
Smells delicious, doesn't it?
You know, she's got to be having like pregnancy hunger pains.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
While you're listening to
She's
the
a
reason,
Gnoll.
while
You just walked up the hill pregnant. You're a
Yeah.
Gnoll.
Gotta be hungry.
while you listen to our reasons why you shouldn't kill the bird, allow me to take you to Flavor Town.
Yes. Smell, it's delicious.
I don't know if Sabira would be
She's
the one
going
to say for her
to-
daughter.
And I
Smirk slightly at Xena. And she's gonna look back towards Yith and Zayla and give them a little bit of a nod. And Yith is going to let go of Zayla, who is going to come sprinting towards the food and scoop up 2 of those plates and start sprinting back to Yith, and then stop halfway, run back, scoop up the 3rd plate, and then run back to Yith.
And while you listen to Yixis, please keep in mind that her dying wish was to get Yixis back home. Her only dying request, because she did not expect to come out of this alive, was to get Yixis home.
Yixis.
I have heard your name a lot, Yixis.
Kind of wishing nobody knew it, really.
Like, you're on your Yixis. Come on,
Yeah,
Yixis. Tell your
You-
story, Yixis. Damn it, Yixis.
Warm-up show is over.
I'm sorry. I saw an opportunity for like an impactful moment. And I wanted to get it right.
It's very Yixis of you.
Actually is.
Very Shadow Fox,
I'm
actually.
picturing like an actual Yixis writing down what he wants to say before talking to Zael.
Yeah,
Opens up
he's
his
just
tome to write it
he's
real quick.
scratching in the ground real quick, like
He's like,
only stops to look up at Zayla real quick and wave as she runs and gets played. Okay, anyways, so Yixis has been crying, not like sobbing or anything, but like, you know, he's got tears. He's gonna stand up and take a deep breath and then look up at Zael and look her straight in the eye, which is very hard for him to do. Rin is an orphan and now without a sibling. You know, she had an idea of what her brother did. She loved him because she knew he did it. He did whatever it was he had to do to provide for her. They survived because of each other, and she has lost her brother now. And you know what? I think she knew he was dead. But she just didn't want him to be, so she kept looking. Rin is kind and charitable. She is smart and friendly. She could have run the moment we saved her. I saw the thought cross her mind. But she stopped and helped us get out safely. She also could have killed the hunters. Instead, she just pacified them, not injuring them further and arguing against any thought of finishing them off. She could have left us then too, but she stayed with us. And when we thought we had lost our home, she offered her home in Whitestone, or in Whiteshore. Then she heard about our troubles with Isa and offered to help her. Aside from that, Rin saw my lack of confidence, and she's been teaching me, building me up. She saw potential in me when so few have, and involved me. I've learned more from her in the past 2 days than anyone in Daggertree has ever been willing to teach or help me to find my entire life. She entrusted me with helping her save Isa, something none of us could have done on our own. And the whole time she was doing that, she was sacrificing her health, her body, and her mind to complete the ritual. She both protected us and trusted us with her own life. In the past 2 days, I have felt the type of love a mother should give, more so than my own mother ever gave me while she lived. That is who Rin is to me. If she had hatred for Gnolls, she would have done none of this.
You know, Yixis, our kind have an inherent distrust of wizards. They can be such short-sighted creatures. Their foresight does not often extend beyond the spectacles perched atop their nose. But you are showing yourself to be quite different. If she is who you say she is, what does your foresight tell you about her brother? Would she bring him back? Or would she leave him in the afterlife?
I don't know. Maybe if she saw she had purpose beyond just surviving with him.
If she asked for your help to bring him back, how would you respond?
I think I would tell her that sometimes the soul is more tortured in life than it is in the afterlife.
Roll a persuasion check for me with advantage.
That's going to be a 17.
As I have said, I am not so callous as to cut someone down when they lay there unconscious after helping my own people the way that she did. If you are asking that her life be spared, it will be spared. But it is conditional. If you want her as an ally, it is your responsibility to ensure that she is one. I will not have our people put in danger because she deceived you. I am not saying that she has, but I am saying that you must keep an eye on her. If she seeks to bring her brother back, you have my permission to assist her. But that is also conditional. There is one that I know of, aside, of course, from Yith, that has the ability to bring someone back that has been dead for so long. If this is her goal, direct her towards the Gnoll known as Kyo. She has this ability. Do you understand?
Do we know that the Gnoll that showed up in the desert was Kyo?
Mm-hmm.
We
Yes.
do.
So Yixis is just kind of go super wide-eyed at the mention of Kyo and look like he's about to generate a puddle around his feet.
He's probably gonna be sweating a little bit. She was not happy with Eva.
We ran into Kyo back in the deserts. To say she was angry is an understatement.
Yes. She is, troubled. But I am not sending you to her simply to punish you or put you in danger or perhaps be rid of this bird by hands other than my own. I am sending you to Kyo to show you what happens when you continue to lie to yourself, to convince yourself that you do not belong, when you continue to let your heart be filled with hatred, more so for what you are than for those around you. I want you to understand that you are Gnoll. Some of you, I know, would rather not be. But being Gnoll does not mean you are a savage. It does not mean that you are doomed to be cursed or controlled by your creator. It is so much more. We should never forget where we come from. Our past is not a mark of shame for us to bear. Our past should be a point of pride. For generations, we lived in filth. We reveled in savagery. But now, we have stood up. We have carved out our place in the world and demanded respect from those who looked down upon us. We will have our place in every nation of Talendra, and we will stand among their royalty as allies and as proud citizens of our own Gnoll Empire. All of that starts right here with you. Right there in the Maw, our desert, our home. We cannot hope to have our place among the world's leaders if we cannot stand in agreement with each other. What we want, you and I, is the same thing. Do you understand? I did not come here to lecture you on the mistakes you have made. Every one of us has made mistakes in our lives. Sometimes, some of us much worse than you have made. But we are a headstrong people. You are all an example of that, as am I. It is because of this that we must be governed by an iron fist. Our leaders must be decisive and unwavering in their rule. Do not be swayed by the civilizations around us, by their soft rulers sitting idle in their grand palaces, talking with countless advisors for months at a time to make just a single decision. Their people are tepid, just like their rulers, content to sit and wait for an eternity. That is not us. We cannot wait. We are driven forward by our hunger, our endless curse. If we sit and wait, it will overtake us once again. This is why their laws, their morals, cannot govern us. That burden will always fall upon one of our own. And they must be willing to act without hesitation, lest we all stray from the path. If you do not care for the rule of your leader, of me, it is your right to challenge it. But as your own Zara has stated, you do so in the arena, not by creating division out in the field, causing the death of our hunters. We are on the same side. The bird is yours. But there is one other issue. Which of you is responsible for telling the Harpies where to find Kay and his hunters.
Zoro, if you said something, you were muted.
I don't think I was close enough to the mic. I am.
Did any of us actually know that? I don't think we did.
Yeah, you guys were there.
Oh, were we?
Yep.
Okay.
So you are responsible then for getting Tara and Dea killed in the Harpies' ambush. It is now also your responsibility to explain to their children why their parents are not coming home.
And so I shall.
Do not make them wait. And she'll step back a little bit and look off to the side, off the cliff of the mountain. She'll turn to look back at Ixis and kind of crook her finger like, come with me. And then she's going to move off to the side of the mountain and kind of sit right at the cliff's edge. A lot of effort for her to sit down at this point, but she gets there eventually.
Preach.
Now just try getting back up.
How far away
Not gonna
is she from everyone?
It's 25 feet.
I run and kick her off. Okay.
I was going to be like, I go over there.
She did turn her back to all of you, so if somebody wanted to try it,
I was going to be like, I go over there and cast Dimensional Shock. No.
No. We're just gonna Sparta kick her off the mountain.
Horrible.
I am Nexus. No. Go over there and
Anyway.
sit down next to her.
change of music here. Nope, not fight music. This isn't a fight. I mean, it could be a fight, but
If there was a fight between her
you and me,
Nexus-
Ixis, one-on-one. Let's go.
she flicks him off the cliff and he's dead.
So
He's
you,
dead before he even hit the ground, though.
you sit down next to her and looking out across the mountain range. If it wasn't so tense right now, it would be quite serene and beautiful. The sun is high in the sky, and there are just a few clouds spattered here and there. A gentle breeze blowing through the area. And Zael speaks quietly at first, keeping her attention looking out over the horizon. You know, the last time I just sat here and looked over the horizon like this. It was right before I resigned myself to what I was sure was my own death. I was so caught up in my own head at the time. I had nearly ensured my own death. She runs her hand across her arm, and you can see beneath the fur that's kind of pulled up that she has very deep runic scars all over her flesh.
They similar in pattern?
A bit different. These look to be, with the knowledge that you have, the runes on her look to be ancient, very, very ancient runes, deliberately carved with a sharp object into her skin.
Oh, more like the rune cantrips I have.
Kind of.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all over her. Looking closely, you can see them now on her torso and stuff as well. But my family was there to stop me. That night, they saved Yith and they saved me. When I say my family, I do not mean my parents, my brother. I mean the family that chose me. She now turns to look directly at you as she's speaking. You and I, Yixis, we are not so dissimilar. You see, I too made a mistake. My father perished because of the choices I made. Not a single night passes that I am not haunted by visions of his death. I abandoned him. There was a storm that had trapped us, and I had convinced myself that I could find help for us. I took our supplies while he slept, and I fled. But I was too weak. I was too scared. By the time I had realized I was running, not to find help, but to help myself, it was too late to turn back. I had abandoned my family, and even to this day, do not have the courage to speak to those of them that remain. I nearly made the same mistake with Yith that night in Kamiroska. But the family that chose me, they put aside the arguments they were having with each other, and they found me. They were the help that I was too scared, too weak to find on my own. Do you understand what I'm saying, Yixis? Do not think you are defined by your parents, your siblings. You're defined by the company you keep, the family you choose, the family that chooses you. Those pups over there, they are brash, foolish. They have made many mistakes, and they will make many more. But I guarantee you, any one of them would not hesitate to put themselves in the way of harm to protect you. Even Subira, as callous as she may seem. This is your family. This is your strength. What you have been through, what you have done, it will not go away. And if you keep a pure heart, it will not get easier. But that does not mean you are doomed to a life of misery and cowardice. As long as you keep moving forward, the nightmares you have will never catch you. Yixis, your home is my home. You do not have to be alone. As long as I am around, you will never want for shelter. She looks back over the horizon at this point, and it's quiet for a few moments before she does speak up once more. But do tread lightly around my daughter. Your gaze does not escape mine. And she just sits there quietly after that point.
So in traditional Yixis fashion, there's definitely some tears. But I didn't want to interrupt you, but he would have jumped at her to hug her in that pause before she said what she said about Zayla.
She would put her arm around you.
And I'd like to think that while her arm was around him, that's what she said about Zayla.
Like right after, okay, I've got you, you're not going anywhere. Hey, here's this other thing.
At which point he would be like, and try to shy away a little bit.
After that little conversation, Yith and Zayla approach the rest of you and kind of join the group now with empty plates in hand. And they're looking to settle down for at least a couple of hours. It's been a bit of a journey up this mountain. They're not going to make Zael get up again right away.
Sabir is gonna sit right next to Yeth. Master Yeth.
And he looks over to you and gives you a slight nod.
So what happened in Kamiraska?
Long story. And he kind of points to his missing arm.
Yes, will you tell me now?
A tale for another time.
You say that a lot.
I know.
How much longer must I wait?
When you come back home,
What if I don't want to?
you don't have to.
But then I won't get the story.
You have to make a choice.
Always the difficult one.
I think she's the difficult one, pointing over at Zael.
Which reminds me, I didn't know of this until Xerax brought it up when we first came here. Is it true there was a boat here that crashed in the mountain? I haven't heard that rumor, but he mentioned it.
And he looks like he's about to say something, but is cut off by his own idea. And then he reaches into a bag and pulls out a collapsible telescope. And he extends it out and hands it to you and points to the west-northwest.
Right?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. What's my perception? Not great. I may have to use my inspiration for this. Oh, that's like, okay. That's not too terrible. Plus a 2, okay. So it's for, okay, that's a 16.
16? Okay,
Mhm.
It takes you a moment, but eventually, through this telescope, you do indeed see what looks to be a large sailing ship crashed into the side of a mountain.
By the gods, it's true. How did that even happen?
A bell.
It's clearly not an airship. How did a bell do that?
Magic bell.
Fascinating. I must learn of this bell.
Now we're going to a ship.
She's just
You
gonna
go
stare
over
at it
the
a little
wreckage
bit.
and find the bell if you want it.
I know, technically, yes.
No, no.
How far away is it?
Don't answer that question. It's a dangerous question.
Just out of curiosity, like how? Yes, let me go pick up the
It
hag's
is
bell.
On
Yes.
the adjacent mountain, so it would be a trek to get there, but it wouldn't be an impossible trek.
Is it more than 500 feet?
Yes.
Okay. She'll probably stare at it for a while before giving back the telescope.
Dina, can you
Fine.
come help me with my armor?
Sorry, who was that directed at?
Dina.
Xena was kind of spacing out.
Dina,
She
Dina.
was listening to everybody. Yeah, I got you, Isa.
If I go find more of those eggs, can you make more brunch? You called it?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We got a lot more steak. There's a lot of meat. We killed a lot of stuff.
So once we get my armor back on. I'm gonna go hunt for more eggs.
Okay. Are you going by yourself or is someone going with you?
What's with everyone else?
I'll go
I
with her.
I was gonna say, if no one goes with her, I'm pretty sure somebody would be like, chaperone. Hell no. What would
All of
happen?
this started with Isa going off alone.
Yep.
So
No,
I'm
Xena's
talking
coming.
about. I miss it.
Xena
Be
will
like, hell
assist
no.
you.
okay. So you can roll survival with advantage because you have assistance from Xena to see how much food you find, because I know you are guaranteed some.
Survival, you say? That's going to be a 23.
23, okay.
I rolled a 19 on that.
So you don't manage to find any more bird nests or bird eggs that you can snatch up. But while trekking through the woods, you do happen across a little underground den that looks to be perhaps a snake den of some kind. And within it, you find a clutch of 10 eggs.
I'm going to pick all those. I'm going to still stick one egg off to the side. And when I get back, I'm going to give to Yixis, like the other snake eggs I gave him.
I
Oh my
haven't
gosh,
forgotten about that.
how is that thing doing?
I haven't forgotten about that.
You sat on it. It's dead now.
Oh,
The
God.
other egg.
It's not hatched yet, but it is very close. The last time you checked, I know it feels like an eternity ago, but the last time you checked was only about 27 hours prior to this moment.
Okay, but I have to be honest. It was on me during the ritual.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Oh.
Okay.
It's now a magical flying snake.
You
Yes.
monster.
You mean you wouldn't have put your bag down? Like,
I mean, I didn't think of it at the time.
I mean, we did camp out. You
Yes,
must
yeah,
say
we
that
camped
down
out. I
at
don't-
some point.
I wouldn't imagine you would be standing for hours and hours and hours
Yeah.
with your
We had
bag
a
on.
dome and everything
He-
too.
He had it in a little pouch on his side
Oh,
that
You still-
had like
We're trying to help you out here, bro.
No,
but you know
I
what?
get it.
Oh,
Go fry your
Fox,
egg.
Fox, if you want me to roll for something, I'll roll for something. But
no.
I didn't think of it at the time. So
You did when you got that egg. You did make note to have a special little pouch separate from your bag with that thing in it. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when hatching time comes.
So I will pass off most of the eggs to Xena and ask her to cook up more food. She came with me, so I probably just piled them in her hands, and I kept one in my hand, and I'm gonna walk over to Yixis, who I'm still assuming is next to Zael.
Yep.
And I'm gonna sit down next to Yixis, and I'm just gonna shoulder bump him.
oh, actually, Yixis is sitting next to Zayla, but
Yeah, either way. She's gonna sit down next to Yixis, and just gentle shoulder bump, and then hold the egg out.
and he's
Just
gonna
in
get.
case.
Go ahead.
Just in case the other one broke during all that fighting.
And when she presented the egg, he's gonna have like this really happy look on his face, and then when she says that, he's gonna have this oh shit look on his face, and he's gonna look at the pouch. It's still intact.
Roll a percentile for me.
That's a 64.
64. Okay. You look inside the pouch and you see that little egg still there. It looks to be intact. However, examining it a little closer, you see one little line going down the side of the egg that resembles your arcane scars.
Gonna tuck that away, then grab that egg. He's gonna make another little pouch for it. Separate from that one.
Easy enough to do.
Thank you. Don't know what kind of snake this one is, but we'll find out. Hopefully. Now I'll wander back over to where Zenith making food and basically just watch the food. I mean, you guys have seen Labradors, right? When there's food around, their eyes never stray.
Zena's gonna lift up your jaw so that you don't drool in the food.
I think now that her safety is guaranteed, Zara's gonna walk away from Marine for a moment, over near the cliffs closest to her, and she's gonna reach into her bag and take the coins that she had previously taken from the dragon. She's just like jingle them in her hand for a second, and then she's just gonna throw them off the edge of the cliff.
Okay. After you do that, you hear the sound of a throat being cleared in the sense to get someone's attention. It's very obviously coming from Zael's direction.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna turn and look.
What was that?
Fixing a mistake.
There's been a lot of that today.
It seems I am prone to making them.
We all are, Zara.
Mine.
Come here. Sit with me for a while.
Give me 1 second. I have to get my cat before she climbs into the closet.
That's fair.
Okay, cat's gone. All right. She's gonna. She'll sit down.
These pups, you know they look up to you, right? Well, some of them do anyway.
I keep asking myself why.
Why
Isa
not?
keeps calling me the leader.
Yes.
I
Why
don't
you
see
not?
I don't see myself as one. Up until our excursion out of town, I've never been anywhere aside from New Dagger Tree or Rith's Cast. Most of my time has been spent underground, maintaining the oasis.
Yes, but none of you have really been outside of the desert. And look at you now. You're on top of a mountain. You've participated in some kind of magic that I can't even fathom.
That was all Breen and Yixis.
I don't think it was. I don't think they would have made it this far without you. I don't think any of you would have made it this far without all of you.
We do tend to have one another's backs when mistakes are made.
I've noticed that. So why shouldn't you be their leader?
I don't see myself worthy.
Leaders never do. That's what makes them good at their job.
So the decisions I've made have put them in danger more times than I can count.
But you all stand here now, mostly intact.
If I'm being honest, I was preparing for a fight. I was so
That's good.
filled with anger and distrust. All from the confusion of the past days, the past week. My vision of what I thought we were. Corrupted by my own misgivings.
It is something that we all find ourselves, a position that we all find ourselves in at some point in our lives, where what we believe to be true is challenged by something new.
I guess this is what the humans refer to as a culture shock. Being so far out of a comfort zone. In my way out of my cave.
It is a good way to put it, I think. It does you good to get out of that cave once in a while. You know that, right? I didn't send you out here as a punishment.
There have been times I've questioned why exactly we were sent out. And why we were not called back when literal hell was breaking loose from the sky.
Yes, about that. I thought about calling you back, but I received that report very soon after I got word of the rift above Daggertree.
I would be lying if I said I didn't want to go back now to keep an eye on the oasis.
Yes, I feel the same way. We've put a lot of effort into what we built there. Allow me, if you would, to confide in you a little bit, Zara. I feel like you may understand this more than most. I'm thinking about abandoning the oasis. Until all of this, yes, well, I suppose there's a little bit of backstory that required for this. To put it bluntly, there are several liches rampaging about the world at the moment, and they would seek to do us harm, great harm. I think the oasis makes us a prime target. I think my hubris had us expanding too quickly. Perhaps we should have stayed in Ryth's Cast longer. Built fortifications there, built our real home there, before dividing our population to a new settlement. So I've been thinking of abandoning it for the time being, not permanently, of course. Never permanently. With so much chaos raining down around us, I do not want our people to be separated as they are. There is much greater chance for loss that way. I think we should stand together, like you and your friends here just did. That will make us stronger, make us more prepared for whatever is to come. What are your thoughts?
We are stronger together. But I think we would be doing a disservice to all the work, all the life that has gone into creating the oasis for our people, to simply abandon it, even momentarily. How sure are we that it will be a target? Even in a strategic standpoint in the long term, a simple oasis would not benefit a lich. Or any undead for that matter.
It has been a target once already. I will think about what you have said. I will
At
consider
least have the Green Mothers stay behind to ensure that life continues to flow there.
Would you stay behind with them? Help to make sure that the oasis stands? Would you stay out of your cave in order to help them?
To be fair, I was only in the cave because that's where I can grow mushrooms.
I see.
If we were called upon, each Green Mother would be out there defending the oasis any way possible.
And you would stand with them?
Until the better end.
I thought so. You are far more loyal than you let on, Zara.
I've been called a hypocrite at times.
Many of us have. Perhaps you should rejoin your friends there. I think they could do with your company.
She's gonna nod and rejoin everyone.
So, unless there's something specific that anyone wants to do during this time, you can all have another short rest if you'd like it. I know nobody's really expended anything, so there was surprisingly no battle. But,
Sabir expended too much energy, so she needs to rest this off.
I didn't get the short rest last time, so more take it.
Did Sabir actually fall asleep?
No, she talked a lot more than normal, so she's exhausted from that.
Emotion.
Words are hard.
Your social
Oh,
meter
so much
experience
energy.
must recharge.
At some point, people may have heard Yixis boasting about how a tiny servant bested a giant.
And as Yixis is talking about this, Zaela is there, like wide eyes, ears perked up, just following along every step of the way on the story. And also at some point during the short rest, she like goes up to Yixis and she's like, "Hey, look what Mama gave me." And she pulls out these two long saber swords that have this little vial each attached in their hilts.
Oh no.
You
she
gave
starts,
those
like,
to her?
Yeah, I did.
Jesus
And she starts like
Christ.
swinging them around and play fighting. And she's just so enthralled with how shiny they are and so eager to show them off.
Is there anything in the vials?
That's
Yes.
Oh,
Isa will definitely jump up and start. She's not going to go like hard out against the child, but she will play fight with her, giving her an opponent to play fight with.
Yeah, and she's totally on board with it and just having a great time.
Careful, she'll actually bite you.
That's fine.
She
That's
does
part of
bite
it.
me.
She's been Gnoll. She expect me bit.
I think at some point Xena is gonna sit next to Zael and start trying to talk to her about what the plan is for the dragons and how they need to be taken down, and she is in.
I
Here's
have
my
this
5-point
36
plan.
Yeah, this 36-point PowerPoint
Yeah.
presentation on why the dragons need to go.
Yep.
Number point number one, I have Zara's arm.
Yep.
Just,
As
Just
soon
just
as
a
you...
question,
Oh, go ahead.
real quick. Just a question. Does Xena mention that there might be a population spike soon?
This guy gave
maybe.
them some
We'll-
of
we'll
these.
find out,
there for
because
that.
As soon as you sit down and start talking to Zael about dragons, she's like, Wait a moment. You mentioned the dragons earlier. Why are you concerned with the dragons?
Because they're trying to get in our territory and they need to die.
We were having negotiations with the dragons.
Oh. Oh yeah, no, I think that was mentioned, but I don't think
Do
that's
you know something, Xena?
I mean, we saw a dragon and it ate Zara's hand, so it didn't
It
seem
did
to-
what?
I didn't notice the one armed.
Yeah.
She noticed.
Zara kind
But
of
she
just like
didn't ask.
points at the arm. Yeah, dragon took it.
So I just thought I would go over my ideas for the inevitable dragon slaying, but I guess you're still doing the talking
Well,
stuff.
no,
I thought
no,
that
this
would kind of fall
changes
apart.
things. Why did a dragon take your arm?
Because I refused to give it what it wanted.
We collectively refuse to give it tribute.
I sadly
I
was
mean-
not there at the time. I would have killed it, Matriarch, had I been there.
In Zara's defense, she was too tough to eat, so it only took her arm.
It
I don't think I
tried
was
to
there for
eat
this.
Oh, both
No, it
Isa,
tried to eat both of them.
both Isa and I were down its throat at one point in time. I had my claws dug into that thing that hangs down the back of your throat.
I was trying to climb back.
It's called the
down the throat.
uvula.
Yeah, that.
The dangle bit.
Yeah.
The up here dangle bit.
Yes, I already said the word. You just already forgot it. So I'm not going to repeat myself.
I tried using this and holds up the wad of wonder, and it made an elephant, but the elephant was outside of its mouth at the time, so
It made an elephant.
it's a very strange stick. It does random things.
Ah, yes, I see. I used to have one of those that blew things up.
That sounds more handy.
This
Well,
stick
that's
makes
right.
elephants, apparently.
You didn't happen to get this dragon's name, did you?
Did you guys get its name?
Like, did you guys get its name?
I don't think it gave us a name.
Like, let's
It-
go back to the
Dragon.
episode.
It just said
From
that
what
it
they
was.
described.
It just said it was the lord of that area.
It was really big
Gold.
and gold.
We could show you
No,
on Easy's
that
map.
Or Sandy.
Was
So
that
it
a-
wasn't gold. It was a sand dragon.
That was
I
the
think.
sand
Sand dragon.
dragon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like an orangey brown.
From what they told
Real
me.
big.
Again, Matriarch, I'm sorry. If I had been there, would have taken care of it.
No, this is good. Changes things, in negotiations.
So you trying to gain from the dragons?
We are trying to end hostilities.
But
However, clearly,
if the hostilities return, I have some ideas. So just let me know. We could just do a session sometime, idea session. You, me.
yes.
Really feeling it.
I think it is a good idea for the negotiations.
I'm sure, Xena, that you have some glorious ideas.
Oh man, do I have some glorious ideas. She launches into some of them involving lances and throwing wizards at them, like literally taking a Yixis and tying him to a lance.
I have access to a type of catapult that might be good for that sort of thing.
Yeah. And then she shows her a little bit of her fire magic that she's learned and talks about lighting stuff on fire and then chucking it at the dragons. And
Oh, Barnabas.
or putting her in the catapult and just chucking Xena at the dragon. That idea also comes up. And different variations of essentially throwing Xena at the dragons.
And Zael listens the whole time and kind of banters along with you with these interesting ideas.
Several ideas involve having a squad of drag queen gnolls just sparkled up so that it's a big surprise. You know, I was surprised. Were you surprised? I was surprised.
I see what you did there. I know what you did there.
A bunch of gnolls in fabulous makeup. They're like, wow, oh shit, a bunch of gnolls. But the fabulous makeup.
They say the art of
The
war is the element of
distraction
surprise. Which more surprising than a group of gnolls airdropping wearing fabulous makeup?
And fabulous guns. Or wait, no, it wouldn't be guns. Crossbows. Sorry, I had to.
Perfect. I
I'm
love
quoting
it.
something. But still a good idea.
So after the ideas are all laid out on the table and things kind of start to calm down a little bit, everyone gets perhaps a little bit more comfortable with the current scenario, no longer worrying, for the most part, that your matriarch is going to start throwing you off the mountain.
Hey.
Zael starts to get up from her seat at the cliffside. Yith immediately goes to help, and she just kind of bats him away and gets up on her own, and it's not a pretty sight. She struggles a lot.
It looks awkward, yeah.
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 But she does eventually, standing at her full 10'7" height. She leans back and cracks her back a little bit. I think you all should return to Wraith's Cast.
We have not completed our mission.
Have you learned anything of our history?
We have a whole book on the arena, the Coliseum.
Not enough of it.
There's also still things underneath the Colosseum, including those magical constructs.
And spiders.
The spider.
Oh, yes, perhaps I should explain further. You are not returning with me and Yith and Zael. We are teleporting back. You are walking.
Oh. Okay.
That sounds delightful.
Perhaps you can stop by the arena on your way back.
Yup. But if stuff starts going down back at home and you need some backup, you know where to find us. We'll be somewhere in between
Right.
here and there.
Exactly where is here in relation to there?
Oh, yes, you are in the Golden Peaks. It is a mountain range to the northeast of our desert.
Would I know where that is with my cartography?
You would have a decent idea of where it's located. Yeah.
Okay.
So close then?
No.
Cool.
And I'm terrified of traveling with you all with doing it. You'll get us lost.
You'll be fine.
No.
It will not get us lost.
Yes.
That
you will.
actually begs the question, Subira, why are you here?
With the group?
Silence. Why am I here?
I did try to walk away. And they
It
followed.
appears it did not work.
No. No, and I've learned over the next several nights why I wanted to. The group admittedly is like a parasite. You want to have it go away, but it persists and it's itchy.
Some parasites can be beneficial.
Eh,
Hey, you've
Still
got that
working
stuff
on
you
it.
liked when you were with us, so we helped you.
I'm not saying I dislike them. I'm just not used to groups activities.
Well, perhaps it will do you good to get your nose out of a book for a while. Travel with some friends.
I like books, though. They don't talk to me.
I don't think that is a positive thing, Subira. Conversation is good for you.
That's why I speak to skulls.
They do talk back sometimes,
Mind
but
you.
they shouldn't.
Yes, but they also... I get headaches.
Yes, traveling with companions will do that to you. Believe me.
But when do the headaches go away?
I'm afraid they don't, Subira.
Might help if you close your eyes every once in a while.
I'd like to imagine
There's
that.
like no one's seen her blink ever.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that at that point when she mentions headaches, Xena and Iza just randomly get into a wrestling match with each other, their armor clanking loudly, like going,
Probably.
Yes.
The corgis are fighting again.
working. Yeah.
And then at some point, Isa will pop up and she'll kind of sidle up next to Zael and like lean up a little because I think Zael's still much taller than I am. Whisper, kind of half whisper to her, goes, I think Vera has a
What? You whispered
I'm
that
sorry,
out loud?
Yeah,
I
you-
am
Actually didn't
much
hear that.
taller than you. You may have to speak up.
I think Sabira has a crush on Yixis. Lena and I are pretty sure.
I see.
But also other people because she kind of stares at a lot of other people too.
But she particularly stares at him all night long.
Loud enough for me to hear.
Xena's
I mean,
not quiet.
Of course you
You
are.
are Gnoll. You've got big ears and advantage on hearing-based perception. So.
Why would I like Yixis?
Why are you staring at him a
Ow,
lot?
ouch.
I think you just don't know about it yet. The heart to be mysterious. And I'm
No.
Xena again.
Yixis is one of the other intelligent people in the group.
She's pummeling Xena
Yeah.
now.
We're punching each other.
This is why I like being alone.
You will learn to tune it out.
At least they're
Although-
quiet when they sleep.
If anyone ever offers you a marble, make sure you are not carrying it while you sleep. It is disruptive.
I assume this marble has magical properties.
It has very loud magical properties.
Interesting. I feel like I need more information, but I will keep that in mind with marbles? Marbles.
Yes. It is good to see you all alive, despite our differing opinions on what has transpired.
Oh, Matriarch,
Yes.
something just boom in my head. Glorious revelation. We need to talk about something. Do you know that there are strange mechanical things in the desert stealing all of our stuff?
No.
Because we got some stuff we got to get back, and I've been trying to
Oh,
get
yes.
things.
Like my bird box.
Yeah, and like other stuff too. It took some of my cooking stuff, and I mean, I tried to hunt it down, and it had this big wire. It was like this cutty wire thing, but they just get away every time. Did we ever figure out anything about that, guys?
It could potentially be Arcastan and make just by design, but I'm not entirely sure.
Something
because they
is
seem to run
invading-
rampant.
It's invading our desert.
There are many
Well-
things invading our desert.
I will leave it in your capable hands to resolve then.
You got it.
They are fascinating.
Did you get any information about where I can pummel them gloriously? Let me know.
I'm in on that too. They stole my shield.
They stole her shoe.
Speaking of invading the desert, there's also this paladin.
There's a lot of things in the desert. I think the matriarch is aware.
Hey, fiends and friends, thank you for that raid.
A paladin, you say?
The paladin is harmless.
I know a paladin, and he is not harmless.
Then it must not be.
This
That
one was
paladin.
dumb. In a humorous way.
I
So
don't-
not a threat then.
Not.
Indeed not a threat.
I think he's more lost than crusading.
Stupidity can be a threat, right?
It can be, yes.
Didn't he say something about not hitting people?
Yeah, he sounded like a pacifist.
He didn't want to fight.
I
It was
just
weird.
wanted to get the paladin in trouble, guys. Come on.
He just
paladin
he amused me.
on a crusade. That is a pacifist.
I don't think.
lost in the desert.
I
I
don't
don't-
think he was on a crusade.
No, I think he's just confused.
He was definitely confused.
Pacifism does not survive in the desert for very long. Perhaps you should check in on this paladin if you can, if he still lives.
I can
mean-
tomorrow.
Oh, you actually can? Okay.
I didn't go snuff him out, but all right.
Fox is like writing down in his DM journal, need to write possible encounter with.
There's one other thing.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet here we are.
And she kind of like taps the mark on her forehead. I can see possible futures now. Well, futures of other lives, I should say.
That's how.
Up
We knew about the
until
blood.
recently, now they're just interrupted by some strange, laughing, idiotic demon creature thing.
But that part's new.
I see. I am not entirely sure how to process this.
Master Youth may know.
That's okay, I'm not either.
Zael, yes, and he's kind of, oh.
We met some magic monk person and now we can do cool shit. That's her cool shit, minus the demon thing. That's the demon. That's the new part of the new shit that's messing with her ability. Look what I could do. Isa, punch me. I'm gonna rage.
You try to sucker punch you. That to do it.
Yeah.
Samira just kind of like tries to get Zael's attention out of the corner of her eye. She's just like gesturing, like, see? See?
I rolled a 2, so I teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space I can see until my rage ends. So as a bonus action, so Xena just starts popping up. Hey! Hey!
And Iza's
Like,
now
behind
chasing her
everybody.
down, trying to hit her.
Yeah. And then Isa keeps running to me, punching me to keep it going.
This is why my nose is not out of the book yet.
And imagine at some point you pop behind Vera and Isa might accidentally hit Vera.
I would like to dodge. Or Misty
So-
Step.
Seeing this, Zael pulls out her alchemy kit for a moment and starts digging through it. And eventually pulls out a little vial full of dark purple leaves of some kind. And she goes up to Sabira and hands it to her. Brew this into a tea. It will help with the headaches.
Question is, will it work on her? Will
Like,
it
oh,
work
she's a
on her
little
though?
extra.
I'll have to find out.
I'm sorry.
This will be interesting if it works.
Did she
She'll
just get
nod.
the
She
sleepy
never said
time
use it
tea?
on
Did I get
you.
sleepy time tea?
I don't know. You'll have to use it.
Oh
to find
god.
out.
And she never specified that you had to give yourself sleepy time. You could be giving it to someone else.
True. Okay. Thank you.
Now, is there anything else that I should know or that I can do for you before I depart? Okay. Come back home in one piece, relatively speaking.
Is it going to be a problem that we cut off Inagu from my soul?
I will deal with it. You'll be fine.
If you need help, just we want to help
Ooh.
Isa, and we'll take some of that burden if we can.
Not so worried about me, I'm worried about the rest of you.
You are all
I'm fine.
lucky that this transpired at an opportune time where we are cut off from the other planes. It gives us a little more bargaining power.
I'm not happy with it.
That
Cool.
is our lot in life, it seems, Subira. But we will be fine. Isa will be fine.
Glorious.
I will be fine.
Good news. Sorry. Xeno shuts up and backs away a little bit. At the glare.
Now you will want to head west from here to get back to the desert.
I'll do my best to guide us back.
Make sure you do. She will turn around and take about a 30-foot distance between you and her. And she'll nod at Yith, who will wave to all of you and then go and accompany her. And Zael will run over to her parents and again stop halfway, turn around, run back to all of you, go right up to Yixis, give him a little peck on the cheek, and then run over to her parents.
Just, in anime when a character gets turned white and they blur. Yixis right now.
Be well, pups, and come back with my bird box. Yith snaps his fingers.
Congrats on your
The
pregnancy!
three of them poof as they teleport back home.
Good, I didn't have to give them a gift.
Hey, Lena, I think Bear might have like some competition.
Yeah, I know.
I do not like the pup.
Yixis,
Sure.
Keep telling yourself
Falls over.
that.
Yeah.
Yixis
In denial.
falls flat on his face.
Oh, look at him.
Okay,
No.
so right here. Go ahead.
Zara was just say, now that that's over with, once Green awakens, we can begin discussing what's the next part of our plan is.
Is the beak still here? Did she leave the beak?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
I think Zara's gonna pick it up and just put it in her bag for the moment.
Oh, I was gonna say
Okay.
Square was gonna chuck it over the cliff.
Whoa.
Go find my javelin beak.
Caw!
Oh,
So
yeah.
we will get to that right
will.
after we come back from our second break of the evening. So we're going to get up, stretch your legs, refresh our drinks, do what we gotta do. You all should get up as well. Don't sit at your desk for hours at a time. It is really, really bad for you. So we'll be back in just a few moments.
You're not my mom.
Do
You're
it.
not my matriarch.
I'll say if I want.
Okay, we are back.
And Turtle
Start a cult?
Dad.
Yes.
Hey,
Mhm.
what about Toka?
Turtle Daddy.
We're talking about Keelhaul.
Oh,
Once Upon a Pirate.
once upon a time when I got to play Toka.
Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll go back to those.
I love how it
characters.
was the tiefling women versus the like reptilian boys, and that was just
Yeah.
really funny.
Yeah.
So you had
Just
a
kinda worked out that
turtle,
way. It
a
was great.
lizard folk, and a dragonborn, and then you had two tieflings. It was like how did that
You had
work
the
out?
troublemaker tieflings, and then
Yeah.
you had the troublemaker lizard man, and then you had
Fucking zoo.
the quote unquote old men of Orias and Toka, just like,
Yeah.
why us?
What
That's
did
fine.
we do
Yeah.
wrong in this life
Who
to
did-
end up in this?
Yeah. Who did we piss off?
Good times.
How is this our punishment?
Maybe I'll run a one shot one day where you guys are
Aw.
like that crew on a boat somewhere sailing to one of these other lands that we've already developed.
That would be awesome. Bring back Jenka.
Spreading the word of Zoo.
God, please don't.
You know how many kobolds Jenka wanted to murder and got really
All
close?
of them?
Yeah.
Literally all of
Yeah,
them.
all of
See,
them. Get
Why
the
would
fuck out
you
of my
ever
face.
want to murder a kobold?
Because they were annoying.
Kobolds are
Yes.
glorious, not annoying.
Not these. Not
See, and
these.
now I want to make a character, a kobold character, to play alongside Jinka.
PTSD, man.
The avatar of Zoo.
God.
Yes.
So back to the game that doesn't have kobolds in it.
That we know it.
Um, Yixis, after you kind of regather yourself. Oh god, the cameras. Zoro, you did it again. How could you?
Oh, yep, she did.
Where is this coming from? I have not done this the entire time we ever had Zoom. Why is all of a sudden I am doing this shit?
Practice.
Pissed off the Zoom gods.
What's wrong? You know what? I'm going back to the old way that I used to mute myself. Just
There you go.
That's what I do.
Yeah, me too.
Thankfully, this time it only switched you and Shadow Fox, so
oh,
Yeah.
thank God.
So, Yixis, after you regather yourself and regain your composure, you realize that when Zayla gave you that little peck on the cheek, she also slipped something into your hand. And holding it up and looking at it, you see that it is, for the most part, just an ordinary, plain-looking stone, kind of flat and ovalish in shape. But carved on the center of it is a rune. If you want to figure out what rune this is and how to possibly utilize it, it will require some Arcana rolls during downtime.
Kanji symbol for love.
Yixis is sitting down immediately and ritualistically casting Identify.
All right, that'll do it. So 10 minutes go by, and you identify the rune.
If anybody tries talking to him, he's ignoring them completely.
It is the Perto rune. And I will send you that on Discord there.
Should we talk to the skull?
no.
Why not?
Because that's messed up.
Why is that messed up?
Let this dead rest.
It will rest after I ask it questions.
No.
No.
Do you not want to know the truth, or maybe have her hear the truth?
No.
I think that decision's not up to us. Ray needs to decide that for herself.
Can I have it?
No.
No.
I'm not going to cast the spell. I just want it.
No.
Can the DM do an insight check?
The skull stays with me until we talk with her.
And then we should give her her brother's remains so that she can do whatever burial they do. It's only right.
You wish to give her the skull of her brother.
After we talk to her and make sure
Isn't it
she's
just the
not gonna
beak?
kill us right away, I guess. But
I just need a mouth.
It is just
no,
weak.
What if we put it in a box?
Xena's just gonna walk away.
I'm legitimately asking because why would you just would you want to hold the remains like that? I'd want to put it in a sack or a box or something.
It's
She did put it in a sack. It's in Zara's bag.
yeah, it's in my bag at the moment.
So you're going to give her your bag.
No, I'm just gonna give her the skull.
She has her own bag. Speaking
You guys are gross.
her, should
You're
we
being gross, Xena shouts off her shoulder.
carry her off the spot in case anything else is coming?
Is that
Shall we
circle
walk?
still pulsing, or is it like finally died down?
It's died down. All of the residual magic from the ritual seems to have dissipated. There's no more glow that you can see from any of the stones in the circle, and the visual representation of the ley line above you is no longer visible either.
Should we? Is the shadow dragon, not dragon thing gonna get mad that we're still here? Or should we like leave or
I want to leave regardless of what it thinks.
stay here and kill it? Or
We have an injured Xena, we can't stay here and kill it.
just putting it on the table, you know?
We
Who
can
wants
come
to
back.
carry her?
Come back.
Who wants to carry her?
You're still healing, Isa. Just chill.
If I could do it, she did do all this for me. It's the least I could do.
Oh yeah, sure. If that makes sense. I get it.
So you
Xena-
guys have
Xena
sorry.
should carry her.
Oh, okay.
You've had sleep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's true. I'm
So-
more stable, but
So you guys have an idea of where you are exactly. Let's go ahead and move you over to the new map.
Our
Ooh,
big ass map.
we got a new map.
I'm afraid.
We were told to go west. Isn't west towards the boat?
Oh, I want to go to the crystal caves. Let's go to the crystal caves. Crystal caves, crystal caves, crystal caves.
Yeah, and you know the edge of the desert is kind of west southwest from your direction, more or less.
But they have beer in galore.
Well, we don't know that.
Everyone should know that.
Is
No.
is the ship like over here?
Nope, the ship. You can see where your
Oh,
marker
it's right
is.
here.
it's
Yeah,
right
the
there.
mountain right across from you.
Oh my god, I need to zoom in because I see it now.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
and there's
Ooh, little
underlight.
boat sticking out.
love
Oh,
it.
it's so cute.
Yep, and there's underlight.
Now,
Oh, that means we are super close to like the himbo dragon.
Yeah, you are. That's why the Shadow Drake had kind of alluded to more powerful dragons nearby.
well, not to mention up here by Cinders where we did Red Dragon Daddy and Drow Calidros's Drow Sugar
No,
Mama.
you're right above where we did that.
Yeah,
The
Oh,
marker
we were? I
for
thought we were closer to Cinder.
yeah. No,
Underlight is
Right there.
where the Drow lady is from.
Mhm.
Her name is Fira.
No, Drow Sugar Mama
yeah.
and
Dragon mommy.
and Dragon Daddy.
I'm so okay with all of this.
So
All right, we should probably go
Alright.
down.
yeah,
You guys, like,
we head down the mountain.
At this point, Yixis, your identify completes, and you identify the rune on the stone, and understand that you will have access to it after a long rest concludes.
And just for clarification, the rune bonus, is that constant as long as I hold on to the stone?
Yes, that's a bonus just from knowing the rune.
Oh, okay.
Most of the runes in the rune magic thing come with like passive bonuses for learning how to utilize that rune.
Okay. I'll have follow-up questions later. But the rune power and the rune mastery, I can't do the rune mastery, right? Because
Right.
it's 8th level. But I
With
could do the rune
runes,
power.
there's two gates essentially with rune magic. There's a level requirement for each power and mastery power, and then there's also a feat requirement. You already have the feat that allows you to use rune powers. You would have to take the rune mastery feat as well in order to learn how to use the rune mastery powers.
Okay, cool. So Yixis will hop up very excitedly and just be like, oh, this is going to be fun. Zena, I think you'll like this one.
This one what?
Oh, I'll show you later.
Cool. You've
I
done
can't
really
use
cool
it.
stuff before.
I can't use it yet. We need to
Looks
rest.
super excited. Was that your girlfriend?
And he's just going to go like stark white again.
You're
I think
so
you
cute.
broke him.
I did. Look at him. He's so cute. I just want to pinch his cheeks.
Broke him.
I go, I think you guys would make a cute couple. And it looks like she's into you too.
Just if fur could turn colors, it would be red.
By the way, really good job talking to the matriarch earlier. I mean, impressive. You got through to her. Good job.
Well,
He
he's always been
honestly
good
doesn't
with
know how to
words.
respond.
He's always been good with words, but this time he actually looked her in the eye. I think that helped a lot.
Right? I know. He was
That's
really
impressive.
prepared. I think we broke him right now, though. Hey, we gotta get moving. We're going down the mountain.
I'm just gonna
Wake
pick
up.
him up like I always do and start walking with him.
Wake up.
His
That works.
legs start moving just very slow pace.
Like a puppy when you hold them over water and they like swim, but in the
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's adorable.
air. So it sounds like you guys are going to begin heading down this mountain.
Yep.
I got my compass out. We're going.
Who's
Packed it
taking the
with
lead?
Take it away,
Alright.
Xerix.
Bear threw her hand up.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Uh,
he can be up front with me.
At some
Either
point,
one of you.
I'll throw Yixis up on my shoulders unless he protests.
You know what? Going forward, I think what I almost said Zira. Wow. What Subira is going to do is if Xerax ever takes the lead, she's gonna pass over her compass to him to help him out.
Okay. That will certainly influence the DCs for these rolls.
She doesn't really. Well, I mean, aside from Yixis and maybe Zara, she doesn't trust the others to.
We
read
aren't
it
my favorite
properly.
terrain, so that's a problem.
We're in your favorite terrain?
We are
Not.
not.
Oh, well, I gave
It'll
you
be
the compass.
fine. Don't worry about
I
it.
gave you the compass, so you're good.
You have a great track record with these rolls. It'll be fine.
Yeah, sure, okay. So, let's run off survival for this. Let me just find those percentiles now before we get out of control. Yeah, that's about on par. This is what you all get.
Oh no.
So that's
Can't you use like your inspiration?
Yeah, you still got
Doesn't help with
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
wouldn't
say
have
it
solved.
before.
That wouldn't help this. So that's a 10 on the survival.
Oh no.
Off to a good start.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And a
I don't think my
16 for the
compass is gonna help you.
percentiles.
Sorry, what
Oh,
was that number?
A what?
16.
16.
Hello, dragon.
it's like we're
Okay.
traveling with Azarin. Are you the new Azarin? Oh no.
Okay.
Time to use my new spell. No, I
Azric,
can't.
Why did you
Shit.
get your juju onto Sarah's here?
And we all should have slept.
Yeah, we all should have just taken, just slept the day
Yeah,
away.
you should have just
Let's
stayed up
try
there.
tonight.
All right. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been
How?
Without the compass?
15.
Could have been 15.
I gotta admit, I didn't have any mountain creatures prepared.
Well,
But that's okay.
you do now.
That's okay.
You're now
Just
fighting
take
the
whatever
mountain.
you have and make it
Yeah.
mountain themed.
There you go.
Color it with moss.
So
I don't want a moss golem.
all begin your trek down this mountain, following that same path that your bird friend had led you up towards the ritual site. And it's a bit of a trek, even though the path is relatively clear and you've walked it before. You've had a trying couple of days, so you're all a little bit sore, a little bit tired, but you know you should be moving forward, and so you do. And Xerix leads you all forward confidently, question mark, relying on his survival skills to guide you forward through this unfamiliar territory. As you begin to trek down the mountain, the wind around you picks up a little bit, not to an uncomfortable degree, but it does lower the temperature by a few degrees, and that is noticeable to all of you. You're not used to it being chilly during the day, but you adapt and you move forward, and the terrain slowly shifts from this rocky, mountainous area to more of a lush, foresty, grass-filled path before you. The rock beneath your feet turning to packed, hard soil. The path still quite clear before you as it leads you down the side of the mountain and into the woods that surround you. Travel for an hour and a half before you're into the thick of it. You've been keeping forward at a pretty good pace, much quicker than the pace that the Matriarch had coming up the side of the mountain, that's for sure. And you find yourselves in quite a serene environment. You're in the woods, following this path. The sun is just peeking through the canopy of the trees. You see fireflies dancing around in the woods around you. There's even a little pond that has some pond life in it. There are frogs, there are little fish swimming about. It's quite nice. It's quite unlike anything any of you have seen before. But something feels not quite right. That's a feeling that you are familiar with and you are quite in tune with. Something just not being quite right. And Xerix, being in the lead, you feel this first. Your survival instincts kicking in. And you stop, everyone else stopping behind you. Everyone give me a perception check, please.
What kind of check?
Perception.
Oh, perception.
Ooh. Is that a natural point for a 24?
Okay.
Be a 10.
I too rolled a resounding 10.
Because you're up on my shoulders. Hard to see from up there.
I'm still in shock.
A wonderful 10.
Xena is picking
surprising.
flowers along the path as she's holding Green delicately because I got an 8.
8.
Yeah, just
Okay.
picking a flower, putting it in Reen's feathers, putting one in my own fur. Just kind of nonchalantly, like, everything's great. Woo woo, beautiful forest day.
Would you say everything is awesome?
No, everything is glorious. It's a whole different version.
wrong there.
I rolled a nat 1 for a 3.
Ooh, you're worse than me.
Well, at least one of us can see things.
At least
We're
one
not
of us
going
will
to
see
make it
death.
back to Dagger Tree.
Yeah, at least
got
one
your
of
head
us
in a
will see
book.
the death coming.
Book.
Okay. So the two lowest were Subira and Xena, right?
Yep.
Okay. So both of you, you don't feel that sense of something being awry.
I think great.
But what both of you do see, and it is immediately catches your attention when you see it, is you see some insects, the likes of which you would never find in the desert. They have small black bodies and large, colorful, beautiful wings with these patterns on them that almost look like stained glass. You, Subira, immediately know that these are butterflies of some sort. You haven't seen any living butterflies before, but you're immediately captivated by the sight of these things as they gently sway to and fro on the wind, landing on the beautiful flowers that Xena is picking. In fact, you pick one, and one of them immediately flutters over and lands on this flower and seems to be looking directly at you. I'm just gonna move everybody over to a map real quick.
Oh no.
That's
Eat the
not
butterfly.
comforting.
Eat the butterfly.
This
I'm
looks
thinking to
delicious.
myself, I can
She
just see
probably would eat the butterfly, but
Xena going, ooh, food, job.
Yep.
It's like, oh, don't do that.
Oh, look at
It
the
is really
movie.
pretty though, so she's feeling
The
conflicted.
fireflies.
Lisa
And
probably
wondering
would've
how
already
she
ate
can
it.
get that kind of coloring as an eyeshadow.
Fluff the wings off and put them on your eyes. There you go.
And we're blending and we're blending.
The next day, Xena's got like butterfly wing design.
Oh, you're assuming there's the next day. Dear.
Well, we'll see.
So, Xena has already got one of these things like right in her face, and Subira, you're feeling like you also want to get a closer look at these things, but it's up to you if you actually do or not.
She'll get closer for sure. Kind of observing it. Well, that's fascinating. If I recall, that is a butterfly.
Butterfly. Does it taste like butter?
This is my first live encounter. I'm not sure. But do you see its legs? It is an insectoid. It's a bug.
Ah.
I forgot I can't use large words around you.
Bug. Ooh,
Bug.
bug. But it's so pretty.
And the one on the flower that you're holding on to, as soon as you say it, it's so pretty, it kind of flaps its wings a little bit,
Oh.
almost like it's bowing in thanks for the compliment, maybe.
It's a butterfly.
I can't kill you. You're too pretty.
Were you going to smash it?
No, I mean, I thought about it for like a second, but not anymore.
And it crawls right to the edge of that flower, right to the edge of the petal that's closest to you. And it looks at you with its big, bulbous, like bug eyes, almost like the giant cat eyes looking at you, Puss in Boots type of thing. Like, don't squish me type of look.
Oh, oh God. This is the cutest. Oh,
You thought that about the dragon cactuses too. Look how that turned out.
I don't know what to do. I'll just stand here. I don't want to startle it. Oh,
Do you want to put it on a leaf over there, maybe?
no, do you want to go on a leaf or do you like the flower?
And at this point, it kind of flutters up off of the flower petal and slowly makes its way closer to your face, to your muzzle, and looks like it's about to land on your nose.
Oh no. Oh no. What if I sneeze? It's gonna touch me. Should it touch me?
This is gonna sound so weird. Can I insight check the butterfly?
Sure.
Not folks, can I play D&D? Insight check everything.
Well, if I'm seeing it going like, thanks for noticing. It's just like, it's so stupid. But insight the butterfly. What's my insight? Okay. It's a 22.
A 22? Okay.
It's so stupid.
You know, it's difficult to read.
Mm,
It's a bug. It's doing bug things.
all right.
Bugs like to land on people. It can be kind of annoying sometimes.
Okay.
But it does eventually land right on the tip of your muzzle, Xena.
Hi, I'm Xena. Did you
Does a
want
24 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
That little
So is
butterfly
it-
is going smack and he goes zooming across.
As soon as you say hi,
Oh no.
this butterfly kind of rears up a little bit, and you see on the underside of it, looks like almost half of its body is like a vertical mouth with sharp, jagged teeth inside of it.
Mm-mm.
Oh
And it
god,
clamps
it's
down
not so pretty
right
anymore.
on
It's not
top
so
of
pretty
your
anymore.
muzzle. Let's see
Well,
what
muscles are
it does.
sensitive too.
Don't like.
Oh, you're a Gnoll, you get the tongue, you're just like, oh. Get up the snout.
So what do I take? I'm sorry, I
Okay,
talked over you.
I'm counting.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that's
a
not
lot
good.
of
that's
dice
a lot of dice. For a stupid butterfly.
for fucking butterfly.
Okay. You are going to take 25 piercing damage and
My snout just like.
and 15 poison damage. And I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Can Sabira do something
Poison
once this is
damage.
done as a reaction?
Oh my gosh. Constitution saving?
Yep.
Is this considered a disease?
It is not.
Okay, I guess I don't get advantage.
Or poison?
Do we get resistances to poison as
Yeah.
those?
Yes, saving throws give disease or poisoned,
Okay.
or effects of disease or poison.
So does the 15 poison get halved?
Yes, that will be halved.
Oh no,
Okay.
you're supposed to. Your saving throw is supposed to be advantage for against it.
Oh, okay.
That's what the
So-
rugged does.
In
Oh,
that case,
so it's not resistance, it's just advantage against the
Yeah,
con
advantage
Yeah.
versus poison effects.
Okay, so this con save, does it qualify? Is it more poison that's coming at me?
Yes, this will be an
Okay.
advantage roll.
Alright. That's good because I rolled real shitty.
I'm
I
sorry.
rolled the exact same fucking number.
And
What's the
what-
worst?
What was that number?
The number, I had to add my modifier. 13.
13. Okay, that is not the number you were looking for, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Thankfully, I
figured.
rolled really low on the D4. So I am going to mark your token here
This butterfly almost one-shot me.
with
Jesus Christ.
that. You will have the poisoned condition for
Oh, shit.
1 round.
Okay.
And we will immediately enter initiative after this because you failed the save. If you had passed the save, then Sabira, you would have had a reaction, but because it was a
Aw.
failure, immediately into initiative. But we are going to pick that up next session because I
Fighting a
feel like it's
fucking
going to take
butterfly.
more than 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody,
Stupid
for
butterfly.
tuning in to the lecture session of Gnoll Way Out.
Yeah.
I do appreciate everybody lending Zael their ears. I know it was dialogue heavy, but sometimes that's just how it works out.
Is the bot down?
It shouldn't be, but it might be.
Like, everyone, slap Xena on the snout to get rid of the butterfly.
Yeah, nothing's popping up.
That is strange.
Bad butterfly.
I was looking up possible secondary characters if Zara died tonight, and I stumbled across the Path of Glory Paladin in
Oh,
in
Midgard?
in Tasha's Cauldron,
yes.
Oh.
and it's literally just Xena.
Oh no, let's not have two of them.
Yeah.
There can only be one.
Yeah, it does look like the bot is down for some
Okay.
reason. I will solve that before tomorrow. So this is most certainly not the only show that we have today. No, it's the only show we have today. I'm not doing another one of these.
I got work tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not the only show we have this week.
Wait for a midnight show.
Tomorrow, we will be returning with the next episode of Destiny Forged, where we are, I believe, 2 or 3 days away from the assault on Glimmercross.
That's
which
not
should be
even-
interesting.
That's not even the end of the campaign.
Oh
I-
no, I'm
I
sure there's
wanna-
more.
This worries me.
Oh, we still gotta deal
I
with
want
the
to
Fae after
point
this.
out we somehow managed to completely bypass doing anything last session.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we did. We didn't really do
Like
anything last session.
Rojan from the get-go was like, let's go. All right, Glimmer Cross, right, guys? Yeah, that's where you're going, right? Yeah? No?
No, we're
Really?
just gonna sit
No?
on the ship and talk.
Yep. We're on our way.
I had that same revelation in my Friday game a couple of weeks ago, where we had a 6-hour-long session, and at the end of that session, we realized that instead of doing the quests that we were given, what we actually ended up doing completely by accident was tracking down another team of heroes and giving the quest to them. At the end, we're just like, wait a minute,
So
were we the quest givers?
yeah,
It was
No, you're-
D&D, the pyramid scheme.
yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
You're now just you're now MLM quest givers.
And you know what? They did the quest better than we ever could have.
Was there less murder involved?
There was a lot less murder.
Wow. Thanks.
It was something. But anyway, aside from the Monday and Tuesday games, we also have an alternating Saturday game. This coming Saturday, we have Wayward Wanderers, which is run by our very own Azarin. It is a Pathfinder 2 Extinction Curse campaign. And on the other Saturdays, we have Withered Wastes, which is our post-arcane cataclysm wasteland survival game that I just want to go back home in.
Oh, there's no
People
going
are
back
crazy.
home. There's
Um,
no going back home.
Yeah, that makes me sad. And just double checking the date here. On the 5th, not this coming Saturday after this coming one, we have the next of our lore show.
Oh, episode 3.
Episode 3. Okay. Yeah. I get confused with that one sometimes because I prep the stuff for the audio version before we actually do the episode.
Yeah.
So I'm like an episode ahead. But yeah, that will be airing on the 5th of this coming month at 5:30 Pacific. And we will be having a special guest join us for that as well, assuming they say yes when we ask them tomorrow.
I'm terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out tomorrow.
Now, to be fair, we were going to reach out last week after our Tuesday game, but there was no Tuesday game.
That's true.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That will do it for us here today. If you would like to visit the hub of where all of our content lives, you can simply go to beholdrp.com. You'll find links to everything that we do on all of our various platforms, and we will hopefully see you right back here tomorrow.